today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking your time out from your Deltarune playthroughs to come and check out Detdet and Dragons. For all of you guys watching the VOD in a day or two, it's okay. I forgive you. We're here in our wonderful world of Tokyo 1999. We've got our players. If you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself, players. Liger, if you'd like to start.
I am Limitless Liger. You know me. I'm here, um, even though I don't have to be.
Yeah, he's like, actually, can I come in? Can I come to the Oxa thing like really last minute? I'm like, yeah, but I don't really got anything for you. But yeah,
Anyways,
fuck it.
Insisted on being here.
We listen. He's got to
Yoshi-
hex somebody. He's got to hex somebody. That's the new bit, I guess. Where can we find you, Liger? Liger?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Tsuyoshi Saito.
Oh,
I
no.
don't feel so good, Chris.
Where can we find you? Hell. Incredible.
Where can we find you? 90s modem noises.
While our good friend Liger is working out his internet and or mic issues, Barry, would you like to go next?
Oh no, it's happening again.
Oh,
This like things will pass.
okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
You good? Oh no.
Liger's literally streaming from 1999. It's crazy. It's really
Microwaving his
you know what?
computer to send
It's
messages to us.
truly impressive and inspiring how Liger like commits to being in character.
Goes the extra mile.
Dedication.
All right, Barry, go ahead and introduce yourself, and where can we find you if you'd like to be found?
I'm Barry. You can't find me. And I'm playing the American transfer student, Connie Young,
Man,
the barbarian, who's also a magical girl.
it's a very very important, both the magical girl and the barbarian. You need to know both.
She's going to crush your bones with the power of friendship.
Incredible. Kirsha, would you like to introduce yourself? Let us know where we can find you and introduce your character.
Yeah, I'm Fiend or Kersha. I have many names. The unknowable one. You can find me in various places on the internet and at certain bus stops. And I'm playing Michi, the definitely human.
Very very specific, very specific bus stops. Out of all the bus stops in the world.
I think that's true of most people if they're at a bus stop.
Mm-hmm. Saw, go ahead and introduce yourself. Where can we find you? And who are you playing?
Hello everyone, it's me, Sa. I'm not a secret misogynist. I'm playing Chiaro Kitaro. And you can find me at anywhere with SAACOOL, except for Twitter, which is fine. Who cares?
Don't find me on Twitter, he says.
I'm normal about women.
Someone has Sakul, but I have an I in my name anyway.
I'm normal about women T-shirt is really making people ask me a bunch of questions that are already answered by my T-shirt.
You can find in line for a Switch 2, most likely in the next few hours.
Within about an hour.
Kmart.
Yeah.
Ray, if you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself and your character, where can we find you?
Hi, I am Ray. I am an Eldritch Monstrosity VTuber, and you can usually find me at Ricochet_Ray. I am not playing Deltarune for some reason, but I am playing Ayumu, who is a crime boy monk.
Incredible. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and give us a quick recap on last session. For those of you who weren't there.
I'm Tsuyoshi Saito.
Hey!
Hey!
God bless. God bless.
Sovereign of the Night Realm.
Incredible. Speaking of which, last time we followed our friends Kiore, sorry, excuse Kiore, what the hell? No, I fucked up. I started with the K sound.
I introduced myself as Chiyoda Kitaro also, so I think that tripped him up.
That is a weak point for you, actually. Our good friends Kitaro, Tsuyoshi, and Chris, who's not here today, were decided to get a job at a computer company that's a front for the Shinrikyo cult. Somehow
and it went perfectly.
It went so
everything
well.
Went fine.
You know, they went in, they did incredible on the exams, and then just as the individual interviews were about to start, Liger did a very flashy display of magic, kind of unintentionally. We live and we learn.
Excuse me. Tsuyoshi did.
Tsuyoshi did that. Excuse me. Yeah, of course.
I personally take no responsibility.
Of course. And everyone was very normal about it. And continued to be very normal until our good friends Kitaro and Tsuyoshi were asked to leave the building because they kept doing magic in front of people. It was fucked up. It fucked up. It kept happening. And our Chris won by doing nothing. Chris then proceeded to basically ace the interview, thanks to the mental compulsion that Tsuyoshi had cast on the hiring manager, securing his spot as in the company, and an invitation to an orientation meeting that was going to be happening in a couple days. Later that night, Kiore and Tsuyoshi, despite all conventional logic saying that they would be blacklisted, were actually offered extended similar invites, saying that they were a late fit for the company, and that they wish they had had more time, but their scores were very convincing and landed them the job. Which they were actually. They did so good on their interview on the skills assessment. They did so good.
No suspicion
Uh-huh.
here.
I need to make the onboarding video for that they're gonna have to watch or something.
She could.
Video on
Incredible.
boarding.
Late 90s corporate video. I can do that.
Incredible.
Mhm.
With that, we are going to proceed to kind of like the last of like these individual group sessions that we've been doing over the last couple sessions. Our good crime boy Ayamu is about to take the pin that our heroes discovered at the scene of the crime in the occult club room in the university in the middle of the night, and show it to a contact of his over in the Golden Guy district, a member of the Kaposhi Syndicate who fronts the building. Does anyone have any specific preparations that they want to note for this endeavor? Does anyone have any like plans of like do we want Yumu to kind of go in by himself? Do we want and like have everyone else kind of hanging back in case something goes wrong? Do we want them everyone to be in the bar when this meeting goes down as customers, or specifically like very much as like escorts to IMO?
IM has probably got the best idea of whether or not this would upset people or make the situation more awkward. What do you think?
Are we meeting up before this, or are we just going straight in?
That's up to you guys. Do you like this is sort of the preparatory phase.
Mm-hmm.
The meeting is going to be taking place in the evening, by the way.
Connie has asked Junko for help to look as tough as possible, and it has not gone well. She still looks like a preppy kid.
What skill to use?
Oh, I was just gonna say she's failed.
No. This
What's
is
her
this
intimidation?
This
Let's
is
see it.
this is
Roll it.
important.
Her studded leather jacket with like little spikes on the shoulders is incredibly cute and adorable.
Yeah, it's got pink glitter on it.
Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
So she has the same
charisma-based intimidation check.
Oh, where's my dice? Oh, give me 2 seconds.
Intimidation.
All right, we gotta roll
16
stuff.
minus 1.
16 minus
15
1.
total.
You actually managed to, between the two of you, who are like both of you are very like sort of demure and like kind of like girl, like you're both like pretty girly.
Yeah. Maybe we just
you
decide
somehow
just
managed
leave the muscles out.
You somehow managed to get enough like black and like a leather jacket that you can't figure out exactly who it belongs to, but you managed to find one in your stuff, and you actually managed to look, if not like intimidating, but like more like I guess that you belong in like kind of that environment.
For you.
If we are going to go into the bar, should we go in separately, like a few minutes apart or something?
I was about to say, yeah. Do you want to pose as like customers or?
I mean, so me and Ayumu, I think, are going to be central to this. So at least we're kind of locked in.
Yeah, to be fair, I work there.
Present, yeah.
Yeah. Like Ayumu works.
Well,
there.
yeah. That's why I was saying.
You
probably should be follow your guide.
That actually reminds me, Ayumu. How did you reach out to Motoshige? Like, did you do it through the business? Did you like see if you could like find a personal contact, something like that?
I would like to say that I probably like talked to the mama and been like, okay, when's he gonna be here? And I have definitely not reached out to him. I'm kind of just blindsiding him with this meeting.
Okay, gotcha. So this is an ambush for all intents and
Yes.
purposes. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay,
Is this
so
literally the day after the incident from last session?
you know what? Yeah, let's say it's
'Cause
because it's a couple of days until like the orientation meeting. So let's go ahead and say it's like the next evening.
Okay, because I literally got fired from this place yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was.
oh,
I was
yeah, I
gonna
was gonna
mention that
ask.
at some
I
point.
was they do know your face.
Just Tsuyoshi just tries to
They
hide behind Connie
remember.
the
I
whole
don't
time,
think.
which
I
doesn't
don't
work
think.
well.
I don't think. Like I said, I don't think that they hate you. I think they just think you're like a fuck up. So like you going in for a drink isn't like
That's worse.
worth.
Detdet.
No.
That's
Listen,
worse.
I'm not saying that it's better or worse. I'm saying that the circumstances of like what they think of you are different. There's a difference
Oh,
between them hating you. There's a functional difference between them hating you or like thinking that you suck or whatever, and just like man, this guy is listen. He does not have his shit together.
Hmm.
Oh man.
Have they mentioned
Which,
that
to be
me?
fair, after last time, can you blame them?
Dettet, have they mentioned like, hey, that guy that you recommended work here? No.
Yumu was like, you
I-
know what? I always was sus on the guy.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I did
Yeah,
work
was
there
like,
for a
I didn't
bit.
recommend anyone. What are you talking about?
What?
I did work there for a little bit.
Oh, that actually reminds me. Ayumu, what stance are you in today?
What stance?
Yeah. What
Oh, I
for your monk subclass?
Wait, I don't get that yet, do I?
I thought you got it at level 2.
We're all at
No,
level 2.
wait, hold on. I could have
We're-
sworn
Oh.
that like I don't get anything like that until level 3. Let me double check.
Yeah, let me see if I
Checking.
can't.
Just realizing I have not leveled up.
Also,
Also,
I'm almost certain I
go
leveled
ahead,
up already.
go
Let's
ahead
try
and
and run
go
that
ahead and do
ASAP.
that really quick. Go ahead.
I
And do that
don't
really quick.
really know how. It's
Stance.
fine. Do it later.
It's
Also, would you believe it? Adobe this character sheet is crashing Adobe Acrobat over and over again. So,
that's not good. That's no good.
yeah, so we'll just not worry about it for the moment.
Yeah, like I said, most of the things that you're going to be doing this session are not going to involve anything that would be influenced by leveling up, at least
No,
once.
yeah.
So you should be fine.
Unless it goes really badly. So yeah.
There's the potential. There's always the potential.
There's always the potential, as we learned last time.
Alright,
The fact
nothing
that
happens.
the fact that combat didn't start or like the police weren't called is kind of a miracle in and of itself.
Miraculous,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie.
I
Dettet,
mean,
are
that's what makes getting the phone call at the end of the day still so suspicious.
All right, clock it. Let's move on. Okay.
Yeah.
you?
Anyways,
Yeah, I was about to say, Dettet is. Are you talking about the thing from the homebrew?
yes, the homebrew.
Yeah, no, that's not available until level 3.
Level 3. So pardon me. It's one of those things where it's formatted to like the monk levels. So
Yeah, no,
I
you're
wasn't.
fine.
So I wasn't sure exactly when you got that. I thought that it might have been level 2. In the meantime,
Ayumu's stance for the day was man spreading on the bus.
Yeah, you know it is. That's every
Of course.
day.
Of course. Okay, so how do you guys want to approach this? Like, are you guys going in together? Are you going in separate? Are you posing as customers? Are you like very much kind of associating yourself with a human? How do you want to approach?
I'm alongside. I'd say.
You guys, yeah, I was about to say, you guys can split up. You guys can kind of make the decision independently of each other. Like if one of you wants
Connie
to
is
kind of
gonna
like
stick-
hang outside, one of you wants to like pose as a customer, one of you wants to like walk in with a Yumu, like however you guys want to do it.
I might just sit at the bar with a book.
Okay, incredible.
She's an independent customer.
I
you know.
I have
Yeah.
to really quick check the drinking age in Japan.
I believe it's
20.
20. 20, yeah.
Okay,
We checked
'cause
last
I
time.
am
It's 20.
because I am 19.
Yep.
Well, I mean that's up to you. Whether or not they're going to encourage you, this is a Yakuza bar technically.
Mm-hmm. Dettet, am I working tonight or am I here as a patron?
Up to you. I'm not going to determine your schedule.
Okay,
If you
I'll
want to. If you want to say that this is like a night you're working, go ahead. Otherwise, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say it's a night that I'm working.
Gotcha. So Ayumu is working the bar. Michi is sitting with a book. Kitaro, Connie, what are you guys doing?
I'm following Kitaro.
Okay, I was wondering because I
'Cause
was gonna say
I-
like
Connie looks
Kitaro's
like
gonna
she's
be at
like
least
15.
a little interested in why Connie is joining us.
I don't know, man.
This seemed
think-
like the kind this seemed really at the time like the kind of thing like a champion of Edo should be doing, is like dealing with the organized crime in the city.
Okay,
I think I will
we can run
also
into
be
this as
doing that.
dialogue. Like, I'm asking Connie, hey, are you sure you want to join us for this?
I don't really know. It just seemed like the kind of situation where maybe you guys would need some muscle. I'm gonna
Oh,
flex.
don't get me wrong. You are capable, but capability is not what's important with the Yakuza, or what's not on its face important.
What
This
is important?
This is gonna be a little more. You have to be respectful. You have to maintain the status quo. Just let
can do
Ayuma do
that.
the most part. All right? Yeah, gotcha. Awesome.
Kitaro is
Right.
calling Connie a rude bitch.
Well, she does wear shoes inside.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I'm
actually.
If only there were hot chips in this era.
She doesn't have blue hair. We don't know
Alright,
what the
All
fuss.
right,
so-
can we get some bar snacks?
Yeah. Go ahead. Like the mama
Alright,
kind of
I'm-
like slides you like a thing of like pretzels or whatever.
Salted peanuts.
Yeah,
or something.
salted peanuts or edamame. Yeah, she
Alright, yeah.
sends you a plate of edamame.
All right,
I think
and
I will also
I'm
be
pushing this
sitting
over
with
to
them 'cause
Connie
I
as
don't know
like,
what
all
I'm
right.
doing.
Okay, so Tsuyoshi, you're also at the bar. So Connie, Kitaro, and Tsuyoshi are at the bar. Michi, you are also at so all four of you are at the bar, kind of posing as customers. The mama kind of like looks around. She's like, "Oh, it's busy tonight." Not like it's like ever like this roaring crowd of like 4 or 5 people at the bar. But like this is a little bit more business than you guys usually get this time of like during a weekday.
Yeah.
As you guys are kind of settling in, Motoshige kind of makes his way into the bar. He nods at the mama and he's going to start moving towards the back.
I'm going to like put down the glass that I had and lean into you guys and say, I'll give the signal if anything goes wrong. Do not embarrass me.
What is the signal?
I'm
You'll
whispering
know it.
quickly. Do you want me to come with, or should I at least stay out as well?
You're welcome to try. I don't think that he's gonna do well if someone else comes along.
Kitaro is like ready to put on like his best resting bitch face and just stand aside.
You could be nearby if you can be stealthy about it, but I seriously don't think if it was a
All right,
one-on-one conversation, he would allow that.
Kitaro's gonna stand outside the door for
Yeah.
the convo.
Great, the muscle of Kitaro.
They
mean,
look
okay,
around the bar and
so-
Kitaro is trying
so-
to hide behind a vending machine.
Okay, so Kitaro,
I mean, that's just what I
you're
do on every Friday night.
so at this point, Motoshige is just about to like head into the back. Ayuma, do you want to interrupt him before he like may actually like goes back there, or do you want to like kind of meet him back there?
I'm gonna follow him behind him. Like I imagine if he goes in, he's gonna like wait a few seconds and go in so he doesn't see me coming.
Okay, so you're going to follow that. Kitaro, you're going to go into the back of the bar. There is a sign up saying employees only. Do you want to just like roll the stealth straight, or does anyone want to do anything to maybe help out?
See,
Well, is there like
I don't think we got to go to too much, but
who are they? Who are they?
I could distract the bar person by like
Okay.
ordering a drink.
The mama is like what? So what do you order? What's your drink of choice?
Sake.
Okay. She goes ahead and says like, just a sake? Sure thing, coming right up. And she like goes and like kind of ducks down like behind the bar where there's like a little bit of like a bottle of sake that like and like one of those like one of those vases that they kind of use for like pouring like it's like a serving thing, and starts filling it up.
Yeah.
With that, Saw, go ahead and make me a stealth check with advantage.
oh, oh yeah, sure. Which one is my D20? Help. There we go.
The one
Okay,
with 20 sides.
Yes, man. All right, that's a
Icosahedron.
That is a dirty 22.
Dirty
So-
22. Well, I mean, yeah, I gotcha. So okay, so with that kind of commotion, like not quite commotion, but like when you notice that like she's kind of like hidden, like you're no longer in her line of sight, you follow behind Ayumu and Motoshige and just kind of silently slip into the back and kind of hold back a little bit more towards the shadows near the corner of the door frame.
Mhm.
With that, you guys are in the back room. There's like a small staff area. There's like a small, like it's got like 3 or 4 lockers in the like in a separate kind of like changing room. Uh and there's like, where the accounting is done and staff, and like a small table for the staff. It's really small. I mean, this space is in a premium Golden Guy district, but there's it's cozy. Motoshige kind of like sees you come in, Ayumu, and raises an eyebrow. It's like, Ayumu, what seems to be the matter? What can I do for you?
Ayamu will kind of just like take a deep breath in to kind of center himself, kind of rubbing his thumb against the scars on his knuckle, and he will bow slightly and say, "Good evening, Mutashige. I didn't mean to bother you, but I was hoping we might have a word."
He he seems like genuinely quite surprised by this. Like you can see him like Motoshige is a very stoic man. Like he doesn't emote a lot. He's very like stern faced. He's always kind of like, even back when like you sort of knew him through your dad, like he's always been like kind of like the hard ass. Like he's the guy who like is very like calm, cool, and in control. Um and you can tell like he's like almost shocked by this. He's like, certainly, what please take a seat. What can I do for you? And then he like
Um,
kind of sits down at the staff, like kind of like the staff table.
yeah, I'll sit down and kind of gathering my thoughts a little bit. He will reach into his pocket and produce the Kaposhi Syndicate pin and kind of just hold it out for a moment to gauge his reaction before saying, "You're not quite going to believe where I found this."
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Okay. Oh, it's not going to be good. Oh, where's my character sheet? I don't have my character sheet up, but it's a 4, and I don't think it's gonna anything I have in addition to that's gonna help.
Probably not. I don't like your wisdom. Like you're monks, your
Like-
wisdom's probably all right, but like I don't think
Not
there's much
that
salvage.
good.
I don't think there's much salvage in this. He's stone faced. You cannot. He is like very clearly like observing and kind of like examining the pin. He kind of reaches out. He reaches out for it.
Okay, I'll let him grab
Uh,
it.
he takes it and kind of like turns it over his hand. He's still like complete, like he's got sunglasses on even though it's inside and it's evening. And
What a cool dude.
Listen, he's got a reputation to uphold. Give me 1 second here. And he kind of turns it over in his hand. He's examining it. I'm guessing it had to do with the delivery that you made to the university a few days ago.
You knew about that?
He sighs. I have a certain obligation that involves making sure that I know what you're up to.
He kind of just like scoffs a little bit at that and says nothing else.
He kind of like, you can see that he's still like turning it over, and like his like expression, like you can see his jaw kind of clench, and just like his like the corner of his mouth kind of turns down just a little bit as he continues examining this. um I mean, as you've been carrying this thing around for like the last couple days, and like over time that sort of like chill, that like sort of like pit in the feel, like the bottom of your stomach that you've been feeling whenever you kind of hold on to this, has like lessened a little bit over the last couple days. It's still there, but it's not nearly as like potent as it was like that night. um but you can tell like he's probably kind of feeling that a little bit. um so what exactly, you've brought me one of my men's pins. The man himself, I'm assuming. And he kind of like trails off for a second, kind of waiting for your response.
Do you know anything about what happened that night before I give you any more information?
He, at this point, he like leans back in his chair. He takes his sunglasses off, and he kind of like folds like one of his legs over his other leg, like as he's sitting down. And he's like, "That's not exactly how this works, you know. I know
Oh, then
I know of at least a few. I know of at least 3 or 4 operations that we were running in the area that could have resulted in this sort of circumstance. The circumstances of you finding those. Knowing that what I know about your schedule, it's been narrowed down pretty significantly. I know exactly where this came from. What do you want for this? What's the point? Why did you approach me with this?
it's more that I'm looking for answers myself. Why? And he will look him right in the eye for the first time and say, "What involvement does Kaposhi have with Shinrikyo?"
Hmm. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look something here real quick. Okay.
Fix the bar has strawberry milk.
Yumu, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Detdet pulling up rules for guns in D&D.
Oh no, I know
no,
I
he has
know
those
what those
ready.
rules. Yeah, no, those have been ready.
15.
15.
Oh, by the way, and it did him to
Owl
the
bear?
roll earlier. It was a 5.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, that
In case that
no,
changes
you're still,
anything.
no. My headphones decided that it would be a wonderful time to die on me. So I can't hear any of you right now. Give me just a few seconds. Just to treat this as like a very pregnant pause, as like he's like rubbing the bridge of it, as like Botoshige is rubbing like the bridge of his nose.
About to
Fantastic. All right, we're back. There's like a long sigh, and like he's rubbing the bridge of his nose, and he's very like he's clearly like kind of wrestling with something.
I'm gonna keep
Normally,
staring at
normally,
him, not breaking eye contact.
normally operate. As he kind of like starts to talk to you, his eyes open, and he like looks you in the eye. Normally, operational security means that we do not disclose any of our current or former, current, or ongoing operations, especially with civilians. However, I owe your father a debt, and as such, I can tell you that we have nothing but ill will towards Shinrikyo.
Whenever he says I owe your father a debt, again, Ayamu like breaks eye contact to kind of roll his eyes a bit at that.
You think I'm fucking around with this?
Not exactly what I was implying.
Your father was my brother. He and I
No,
came
I'm-
up together from nothing. We were scrabbling in the dirt together, he and I. When I say I owe him, don't you dare roll your eyes at me.
Apologies. It's just I imagine that owing him would be more looking out for someone rather than giving little bits of information.
He like leans forward a little bit and like kind of like braces his arm against like the table. Like he's like it's like a kind of like an aggressive sort of posture. When you were out on the streets at 14 years old, you think that you just He's
I'm
clearly
waiting,
torn.
I'm waiting.
He's clearly like torn. He's like, as he's saying it, he's kind of regretting the fact that he's saying it.
Yeah, I'm looking at him like, yeah. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
All the evils of the streets of of the back streets of Tokyo, and you think that somehow you managed to avoid the worst of it on your own. Your father didn't want you wrapped up in the sort of life that he and I lived.
Yeah.
And
well, the
we
thing.
wanted
Go
to,
ahead, I'm sorry.
and I wanted to try to respect your independence. But yeah, we were watching. Yeah, we kept you out of the worst of the shit. We're not doing everything for you, especially with this fucking, like, he kind of like gestures at Ayumu. This shit you've got going on. And obviously, I helped you. I had a hand in making sure that you had stable employment here. So don't you fucking come out here and tell me what I am or am not doing. Now, you said you wanted to know about what we were doing and what our relationship with Amish and Rikyo is. This comes right down from the boss. Every single goddamn member of that good-for-nothing fuck cult, they're persona non grata. Anyone who has business with them is dead to us. Does that answer your fucking question?
Luckily, you don't have to deal with that one. Looks like they already took care of that for you.
Could you kind of let me know what you kind of meant by that? I couldn't necessarily parse the phrasing of what you had to say.
Oh, he was more dealing with, you don't have to worry about someone being dead to you if they're already dead because of Shinrikyo. Obviously, they didn't kill him. It was the scissor lady, but he doesn't know that.
Okay, gotcha. Listen, I've been very accommodating with you so far, given what you've asked. One of my men died keeping Aum Shinrikyo from getting their hands on something incredibly powerful. I don't need you to disgrace his sacrifice like this. There's a lot of fucking dumb bullshit a guy like us, someone like me, someone like him, can die for. This was not dumbass shit.
I'm very well aware, and I know what I'm asking is quite a lot. But you say you've been looking out for me. You say you kept me out of the worst of it. My father told me before he passed that if anything were to happen to him, his brothers would be the ones to take care of me. And I can't help but notice that it wasn't. It was the foster care of Japan that took care of me. And so here I am asking you what is happening as if I think that you owe that to my father.
What? You want me to tell you that I was going to take in a 14-year-old girl when I was I was constantly in the middle of an active gang war? Do you know the kind of fucking target that puts on your back? Especially considering your fucking relationship with your father?
Oh, I'm sorry I was inconvenient for you.
Can we hear the raised voices?
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead. Yeah, roll me a person. Yeah, so, Kitaro's hearing all of this. Kitaro is like, he is in the room. He's hiding. He's Motoshige is thoroughly distracted.
That's a 5.
Yeah. Go ahead. 5. Everyone at the bar, go ahead and roll me perception.
19. Salted peanuts.
19. Michi, you definitely hear this. You're not hearing all of it, but ever since voices started getting raised, like you heard a couple like fucks and like a couple words here and there, as Motoshige begins to like raise his voice and like start, and as the argument is escalating, you are hearing every word.
Okay. I just
Very-
hearing the bit about it. You wanted me to you wanted me to take in a young man while I was in the middle of a gang war, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like a charming anime.
Oh, I'm sure.
14. Connie, what did you roll?
6.
6. Okay, so yeah, you and Tsuyoshi, you're just kind of
Enjoying
kicking your
pastime.
feet. You're guys kicking your feet at the bar. Like the mama kind of like leans into
She
you.
is
It's just
drinking
like,
chocolate milk.
you are
Yeah, I'm drinking
adorable.
chocolate
What?
milk.
Yeah, what can I get for you?
Strawberry
Chocolate milk?
Strawberry
say,
milk.
You have chocolate
we have.
milk?
Yeah, she's like, you know what? I've got a couple. I've got a little bit of milk. We for like a White Russian. I've got some chocolates. I got like a little bit of chocolate syrup for a couple more of our dessert drinks. I'll see what I can't make up for you. Okay. All right, honey.
Thank you.
Just
And
like,
then she-
Connie heard the word
You-
fuck and gasped, but that's about as much as she got.
I'm gonna say, is with this information, Michi, is there anything that, like, obviously this is escalating, but you can tell it's kind of escalating in a very personal direction. Is there anything that you want to do with that information?
I'm trying to think where I am. I mean, moving towards the back would be too. Actually, you know what? I'll just ask the barb and I'll ask the mama where the bathroom is.
She kind of like looks at you and shrugs. It's like, yeah, it's Golden Guy District, honey. It's there's not enough space back here. I'm about to say I know that there's a like a 7-Eleven down the street, like not too far from here.
Okay.
But
I was trying to find
like,
some way to get to the. I was trying to find some way to get to the back, but I guess that isn't. Yeah. never
Yeah,
mind.
that's not that. Like I said, you guys are. So let me go ahead and paint the scene a little bit more for you. You guys are in the middle of
Yeah.
the Golden Guy District. This is like a small place where you have like a bunch of like single story buildings, like kind of rows, very tightly packed with each other. There's a lot of signage everywhere. It's very cramped, but it's like this is where like all like those sort of like micro bars that you see a lot of the like Japanese places. This is like kind of where that stuff is located. So this is like a small bar. There's like 7 or 8 seats at the bar, and that's about it. There's like 2 booths in the side.
Okay, so with bearing that context in mind, rather than asking about the bathroom, is there anything near the door that I could plausibly go and inspect without looking like I'm,
There's like in the corner of the bar, like a little bit like closer to the a little bit closer to the back. It's probably like five or just about 5 feet from the door. There is a karaoke machine.
Okay, I'm gonna go and
no.
like just scroll through the songs on offer.
Okay.
Of course, there's a karaoke machine, Detdet.
Of course, there's a karaoke machine. The mama kind of like looks at you, starting to do that. Like that's kind of impressive. We don't normally see that until like at least 3 or 4 more drinks in. And then we cut back to the scene in the back room, which
He said we would know the signal. Have you heard the signal?
No, I haven't heard anything.
He really
I-
should have
signal
signaled
the
what the
word
signal
fuck.
was.
all I've heard
She
is the
takes a sip of the
delicious
strawberry milk.
the delicious chocolate milk.
Yeah, Connie's blowing bubbles into her chocolate milk.
She like the mom is like, what are you? She like ruffles your hair, like, what brings you to a place like this?
She's got her
I'm the
leather
muscle.
jacket on.
You know, I can see that you are all dressed up. She's like very clearly like she finds you completely adorable.
She's not wrong.
We cut
Connie
back to
rolled
the
a 14. Mama rolled like a 20 on.
yeah.
Getting this.
You get like she's like, you're dressed up all tough, but I can tell you're a real sweetheart underneath all that. We cut
Thank you. I try very hard. Oh,
she just kind of like looks over at you, just like, need any refreshes on your drink, darling?
I sure would. A strawberry milk, please.
The mum is trying to figure out how to say to Connie, "You can do better, honey."
You know, I don't have. You know what? Fresh out of strawberry syrup, son.
I brought some. No, I wouldn't.
No, you didn't bring your.
Whoa! Whoa, this meth.
move.
Whoa, wait a second. Holy shit.
Maybe I should have brought Tsuyoshi back here with me.
Incredible. Okay.
No,
I-
hang on.
Alright.
It's
Liger.
honestly
You didn't you didn't bring your own. Could you conjure your own?
I can't. I can't do
No.
minor illusion.
I was about to, you can almost feel like the dull stir in the back of your mind, just like you hear like the mutter, like
Just
it's
make a
like
wish.
it's like the doll is like talking in its sleep. It's like wish.
I could solve this problem if I wished for a large amount of Japanese yen. Can't.
You're not allowed to.
All right. I
Uh,
threw things off too much.
Yeah, no,
Back
go
to the
ahead.
scene.
So yeah, we're cutting back to the back room. God, I'm trying to remember what the last thing I said in that conversation was. Oh no.
Oh gosh, it's been a while.
But yeah, like like a 14-year-old girl in the middle of an active gang war with what had just happened to your father. Do you think I did you, he's still kind of like looking aggressive. I did you a favor by not letting you be exposed to not exposing you as one of my weaknesses.
And,
don't think-
I do remember. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. No, go ahead. If you want to jump in.
I do remember that I replied to that. Sorry for being such an inconvenience.
Sorry for being such
Yeah.
an inconvenience. He like rubs the bridge of his nose. I didn't think of you as an inconvenience. Not then. This is pushing it. Right now, maybe a little bit.
So, just to ensure we have everything clear, you let me be in the foster system. No one came to assist. I had no money, no family, but you got me a job at this location, and that's you doing my father's work. Me asking you a question, that's the inconvenience. That's where it's pushing too far.
No, the inconvenience is you not being aware enough of the situation to not understand what a fucking favor it was that I didn't have people shadowing you, that I didn't have drops of money. You think that I didn't funnel you money here and there? You think that so what exactly? If I may be so bold, when I'm assuming that Ayumu kind of ran out, kind of became a street kid very quickly after after he ended up in the Japanese foster care system, right?
It's less that he became a street kid and more that he was bounced between foster families and he was getting into fights, which helped the fact that he was getting expelled from school and shuffled around quite a bit. I imagine if he did get out on the streets, it was more like he was leaving the foster care system and probably stayed on the streets for a little bit before he was able to get his bearing and get this apartment that he has.
Okay, gotcha. So it's less that you were out, he was out on the street, and more along the lines of just an unpleasant time with the foster care system. No one in that foster care system, none of his foster family were outright abusive, were they?
No, not besides just not caring.
Other than just not caring.
Yeah, just being there for the check.
Okay. Gotcha. Motoshige continues. What? When you were in the foster care system, any of the families that you got bounced around through, none of them beat you, did they? None of them did things to you, right? Because you hear horror, you hear horror stories about it every once in a while, right? You get some fucking jerk off who's going around and adopting kids because he needs somebody to beat on, or because maybe they're older, maybe he likes them a little bit younger. Maybe sometimes they just want him for the paycheck. They just kind of let him sit there in their room. They don't feed him. They don't treat him like shit. You never experienced any of that, did you? All the families you bounce between.
I'm sorry, is that supposed to be a positive thing? That I didn't turn out worse than I am?
We made sure that every family you ended up with, not every one of them gave a shit. That's hard. That's impossible to find. But none of them exploited you. None of them took advantage of you. if there was even a hint that somebody that was on the list for you, we came in and we dealt with it.
And again, just so I'm crystal clear, I should be thanking you for this. Is that what
I'm
you're
not
implying?
saying I'm not saying thank me. That's not what I did this for. I did this for your father. We were not in a situation where we could have taken. He's like he stops himself. Go ahead and roll me insight.
Yeah. That is a 15 again.
15. Out of 15, you can tell that he's very frustrated, but not with you. He's frustrated with himself. You get the idea that this is absolutely not the way he wanted this to go. That this is like you get the sense that he's looking at this as like a monumental series of fuck ups on his part.
I'll kind of
okay.
take that into account, and
Okay.
he will like take another deep breath in. Mutoshige, I have never asked you for anything. I'm asking you now. I not a soul will know about this. That I just need to know what is happening. I didn't even ask you for details about how my father died.
And like when you say the words like the way my father died, you can see him like almost visibly like wince.
All I'm saying is, I know it's a big ask, but I think I've banked enough to ask for this. Yes.
Yeah. Motoshige. You don't say I'm gonna like. Okay. Motoshige is completely stone faced. He you can see him realize that he's cracking a little bit and that he's letting stuff out that he doesn't want to get out, and you can see him sort of like his stoicism kind of is reasserting itself. He's sitting back up in his chair. He's no longer leaning aggressively, but he's looking at you, and there's a very sort of it's almost as if he's assessing you. It's like an examination. You see his eyes sort of dart over your knuckles that are your sort of scarred knuckles over your what is Yumu wearing at the moment? I mean, obviously you're at work, so maybe something a little bit more formal, a little bit more like a long sleeve shirt or something like that.
Yeah. He's wearing a white button up and black slacks. But he's got a few buttons undone. That's probably looking a little bit less professional than maybe he should be.
He's looking at sort of the definition of your pectorals and your clavicles and stuff like that, and seeing that you do have some real muscle on you. And he says, "You want a Yumu? You're right. There is a lot that I owe you, and there is a lot over the years that I wish I could have done differently, especially in regards to you. You want to know what's going on. You want to know about these things that you don't have any explanation for. I can give you those answers. If I do, he's hesitating for a second. This is a deep rabbit hole, and I can't promise that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But what I can promise you is that if you get this information, things will change in a big way, in a significant way.
I've already seen a bit of what is going to come from this, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't fully understand it, and if I wasn't ready for whatever that eventuality was.
All right. All right, Ayumu, I'm going to want you to come with me. We're going to go see the boss.
Oh, he's very surprised by this. Like, he was definitely surprised that Mutashige said yes. Now he's very surprised.
Uh, what and how do you respond to that? He's sort of like waiting for your response.
He will like bow very deeply and he say, "Thank you. I know what this means, and I don't take it lightly."
Is
Oh, go ahead.
Kitaro still in the room?
Yeah, Kitaro is in the room for all.
Hold on.
Kitaro has been in the room for all of this.
You know, I didn't mean to be inside the room. I meant to be like right around the corner.
Because
You're like
I'm just picturing Kitaro standing here
if
for
I'm
this,
in
this
the
very
room
very
somehow.
personal argument.
yeah. I was gonna say
Just
you
being like,
hear
why
you
did
hear
I
follow
enter this room? Why did I do this?
you hear like follow me. I'm going to take you to see the boss. Do you want to try to get the fuck out of there?
Okay, hang on. Based on how like you know the room and everything, is it like he might spot me if they move, or is would I be fine if I didn't do it?
He would be looking back over towards the door. That's where you're at. You're like kind of
All
tucked
right,
away.
let's-
You're behind some stuff. You're behind a couple you're behind like the coat rack that they've got
Yeah,
over
if,
there.
if I'm in
and
the room, I'm hoping I'm behind something.
Yeah, you're in the shadows. You're behind some stuff, and he has been very distracted. So that's why I have not been making you make stealth checks. But he will be starting to look towards the door. He will be starting to like. The focus may start coming back towards you, and you may have to start making rolls. Do you want to try to get out of there now?
I'm thinking. Yeah, what's up, Michi? If she has anything.
I'll just say, Kitaro, if you need an excuse, Michi can start singing "Fly Away" by Lenny Kravitz on the karaoke machine.
This is like this is a very Western take for Michi's very rural backstory.
My
I'm
instinct
just
here
not that
is
into A-Rock.
my instinct here is it's not gonna draw his eye if I'm not moving. But if Michi did make her way close by, if I can get a distraction, I don't think getting.
I don't know that we can actually. I don't know that we've actually got a way to communicate with one another. Like,
well,
I mean, listen,
you
the
would
signal was mentioned.
if you.
I'll be real, I don't have a signal.
That's why I asked what the signal was.
Okay, let me see if I have anything.
You
that can
said,
help.
"Oh no."
I'm gonna cut back over. I'm gonna go ahead cut back over to the bar. And like the mama is looking over at over at Michi, who's like I'm assuming you're like still like kind of flipping over the stuff, like trying to listen in.
yeah.
Okay. The conversation calmed down quite a bit after that like initial outburst. You've caught some words here and there, but you haven't not enough to necessarily get like the whole picture of what's happening back there.
Would I have been able to hear him getting up or anything like something might indicate that they're moving? Or
go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. 15.
15. With a 15, you think that you're like you think you heard at the very edge of your hearing like the sound of like a little bit of metal scraping against the floor.
Okay. Have I recognized? Has Michi recognized any of the songs anywhere in this karaoke?
Yeah, I want
machine?
to know what songs are on here,
you
huh?
actually do manage to find like a couple old Enka songs, like a very like old folk. Yeah, not many. Like, there's not many in the list. It's not super popular.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, people like to bust out like a really old, like depressing folk song, and that you recognize some of those.
Okay. As I hear the chair scrape, I'm just going to stab one of those. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Michi, go ahead and roll me a performance check.
Oh God. My charisma is -1. One
Yeah.
moment, I've got to get
Connie
this.
have a negative? Roll a one,
Yes,
roll a one,
you know
roll a
what?
one.
You know what? Yes, Connie goes ahead and like
Connie-
she see like the mama sees that like you've decided on a song and you're starting to fire things up and like you know the screen's flicking on and whatever, and she starts handing out like the little like tambourine. She hands Connie like a little tambourine, like a karaoke tambourine, like a little karaoke tambourine, and she hands it to Connie, and then she just kind of like glances over at Tsuyoshi and then just continues to go back to the bar.
Okay.
So yes,
Right.
you can go ahead and give Michi the help action, which is going to give her advantage on her check.
Okay, so just bearing in mind, performance is -2.
Yes,
So
-2.
First roll.
Okay.
That's stupid.
That's a
fucking
7.
Kirill
Second
goes
roll.
when he starts
Oh, no.
singing.
13.
That's possible.
You do pretty all right. Like it's not, you're not blowing anyone out of the water or anything, but you're not embarrassing yourself up there. You are
Okay. I just want to make sure this is a depressing ass folk song.
Oh,
right?
this is about like my lover has died and I'm watching his soul drift across the river to the other side.
Dame, dame,
Yeah.
dame,
Like, this is-
dame,
Like
It's
this
not
is
just dames, right? You know
No.
it's not just
Dame,
dame.
dame,
No.
dame,
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 dame.
Go in there too.
A good performance is its own reward, but I am thinking like either a really good or really bad performance is what I need. For
All right.
distraction.
Well, so
Oh,
Kitara, you
no, that's fine.
hear like a really like depressing
Commotion.
folk song start going up, and you hear like Michi singing, and you're like, this is probably my own. Like, it's
My
up to
out.
you.
Yeah, okay.
This
no,
if you're going to do this, now is the time.
Yeah, no, this is
Listen-
my stealth check, right? Yeah.
Yes,
so-
go ahead, roll it with
Can I,
advantage.
Can I like
Oh,
very
with advantage.
obviously?
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, okay, never mind if it's advantage.
Yeah, no, 20. Oh, not natural. It's just,
Okay,
like,
yeah,
flat.
you like you wait until Motoshige kind of stands up, and like as he's standing up, he like turns to the side, and that's when you kind of take your advantage to like slip through the doorway. And you
Yeah, it's a good
manage
thing I
to
left my
pass.
briefcase on the.
You manage
on
to
the
pass
bar.
back through, and you walk back in. And the mama is also like distracted. The mama is busy, like, getting some stuff together. Like, turning down the lights a little bit in the bar because karaoke's starting.
Karaoke, yeah.
So you've actually managed to completely like avoid attention.
Hey,
And
Dettet.
you sit back down at the bar.
Do I notice Kitaro?
You do not actually. You
Okay.
You
Oh, that's
actually, you know what? Roll me a
added
perception.
benefit.
Roll me an active perception check, because you hear the karaoke
Ooh.
machine click on, and you're like, that's not. They're doing some shit out there.
Yeah.
Perception. That is also a dirty 20.
You
Oh, damn.
you know what? That's a tie. I'm gonna say that you catch like a glimpse of
Yeah, it doesn't
of
hurt, yeah.
Kitaro as he makes his way out. You manage
Okay.
to like you know he's out.
Kitaro, you would see like Ayumu lock eyes with you, and he looks surprised at first, and then he has this dark, like JoJo villain look on his face, like he just realized you've heard like all of his deeply personal stuff.
Yeah, Kitaro flashes back a clenched teeth only. It's like, oh.
Like just
Sorry.
Kitaro like throws up the double deuce and just like, I'm out.
Oh yeah.
So sorry, goodbye.
Okay, is Ayumu out with us? I don't think so. right?
No.
No.
Oh.
Everyone. I would say that like literally everyone here just like has come to the conclusion very naturally that like Ayumu is a man.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm like I just want to also add that like Kitaro, as he gets back to
Oh.
back to his bar seat, is like big sigh, like, oh, I don't know that I should have been there, huh?
Liger, quick addendum, Tsuyoshi knows because of stuff.
Okay, Tsuyoshi knows
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
stuff.
it's
Okay,
pretty sure
gotcha.
knows.
So actually, Kitaro, you just heard a bunch of other people's really heavy personal drama. What's going through your mind right now? Like what's like
on.
sticking out?
Hang on, this is not in character. I'm kind of like, okay, did I quite catch the gender thing?
It was quick, but like he did very clearly say 14-year-old girl.
Okay, but that's gonna be in the back of Kitaro's mind. That's not what he's
Yeah.
gonna focus on. Let's
Okay.
let's say that there was a lot of personal shit in there. I don't know that was
She's
that-
like,
that went how we
he,
wanted
like
it to.
this is like it's like one of those things where like a third of the way into the conversation you're like, should I and then like by the halfway mark you're like, I need out.
Yeah, just begging for an out. Yeah.
Mhm. It's like when you're
Gotcha.
over at a friend's house and they start
And they
fighting
s-
with their parents.
Oh
Parents,
god, yeah.
yeah.
It's
I
very
mean,
much
that
like
was what it was.
My second
Quite
dad and I
literally.
were fighting.
Mhm. So
I
as
love that
as
you
this,
didn't know he was there.
as this
Yeah, no, he absolutely didn't know. He probably would have tempered what he was saying if he had known Kitaro was there.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Yeah, I was like,
so
it's probably not a problem if Ayumi knew I was there, but then after stuff got discussed, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
it's best that this ended up being totally stuffy.
Michi switches to "It wasn't me" on the curtain.
So as this is happening, Motoshige kind of like makes his way out of the back room. Ayumu, I'm assuming that you're following him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you guys see Motoshige walk out of the back room, nod to the mama, say, "Gonna be out for a little while. Don't contact me. I got some business to take care of." And walks out, and Ayumu, and then all of you guys see Ayumu follow Motoshige out.
I'm gonna turn to the mama and I will mouth sorry for walking out in the middle of my shift.
Motoshige kind of like pops his head back in. "Kid's coming with me. Sorry if you're shorthanded for the rest of the night. It's business."
And then
Can Tsuyoshi catch him before he leaves?
Go ahead and make me. I guess if you guys want to like sort of like signal maybe with your eyes or something like that,
Yeah, because we're pretending we don't know him.
Yeah, Ayumu,
Yeah,
go
I was
ahead.
content to let him out.
Go
before
ahead and
he
make
starts
me if you would like to kind of let them know that like you're cool or like whatever. If you want to kind of give them a little bit of a message, you can go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check to like sort of like signal to them that like either things are cool, hey, follow me, or like or whatever you want to do.
okay.
You said we would know the signal.
Yeah.
Roll sleight of hand, you said?
Sleight of hand, yes.
Okay. Boy, now I gotta think of a signal. I'm kind of regretting saying that. That's an 18.
18. Okay.
Ooh.
What are you trying to like get across to them?
I will kind of just like look you guys in the eye and give you a quick nod, like everything's fine, and then kind of like nudge my head, like maybe come along, but obviously with the asterisk, be quiet.
Okay, so with an 18, I'm gonna say that you get the reassuring like, hey, it's cool, we're cool, and then you get like the head nod that says like, hey, follow me. You don't necessarily get all the nuance of like, hey, maybe follow me, or like hey,
That's
it's up to
completely
you
fair.
guys. But you guys see that like it seems that Ayumu is doing okay, and like he is motioning for you to follow him.
Problem with that is that I've just started singing a song at the karaoke
It
machine, and if I just
is
get up and
it is
leave,
fairly awkward.
that is going to look extremely suspicious.
And
I
this is the world that we live in. What do
the
you?
magic.
I have a
It's
question.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave it up to your guys' individual. Like, what do you guys want to do in this situation with that information?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I send Kumachi off on his own?
Oh, that's smart.
Okay.
Well, unless he has some sort of magical abilities and he can see Komachi.
Well, listen, if he has magical abilities, he can see Kumachi. I don't think he's necessarily going to think Ayumu's the one doing it.
Is there a way that I could catch Ayumu for just a second? Oh man, I keep wanting to do this tactic, but I don't think it'll work. If I could just hand. Wait, no, I
Mikado
don't want him
notices
to see the
Yoshi's doing
doll at
something
any.
and has his hands in his head.
Yeah, I feel like the doll is a bad idea to bust
Oh,
out your
God.
bra.
Yeah.
Considering that Motoshige apparently knows what was happening that night, I'm gonna go ahead and say you could do that if you wanted to.
I'm
This is
going
also
to
a
say,
situation where he would have said that about the hex thing. Remember.
All right,
Once
all right,
again, I
listen,
did
I'm
give
going-
you the "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Kitaro is tabulating how much he has to give pay Mama for Connie's snacks and milk and not Tsuyoshi.
All right, hang on.
What the fuck?
Can Michi see Liga?
Or Tsuyoshi?
Sorry, can Michi see Tsuyoshi reaching for the doll? If that's what.
No, I'm
that's
no longer
Okay,
reaching for the doll.
yeah.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
assuming that Tsuyoshi.
In fact, I think Kitaro said,
Not this again.
Saw said in in the Discord, he
character.
left his briefcase at the bar.
Okay.
Can
I did
can
do
I
that.
store the doll in the briefcase actually, just to make sure doubly sure that no one sees it?
You
And
could
just
have had
like
plenty of time to do
I'm
that. I
sitting
think that's
here and
fine.
I'm like, do I be mean about what is technically like two extra dimensional spaces inside of each other? I don't think I'm
Oh
going
yeah,
to
those
be
are
mean about.
complicated rules. Yeah.
You know what? Go ahead.
Well,
and make.
no.
You know what? Actually, Tsuyoshi, make me an Arcana
Arcana
check.
The
check.
doll,
Yeah.
the doll isn't always an extra dimensional space. It's only when I activate.
I understand, but like
Just 'cause she's
it
empty
does
doesn't
act as
mean-
an like I said, roll me an Arcana check.
17.
17. It's
Right here.
there's like there's like a few moments if like when you try to do this, like when you try to get in, that like it feels like it's almost kind of resisting. Like it's like there's clearly some sort of like complicated thing that's like they're not interacting very well. But you manage to like massage sort of like you're part of this doll. This doll is part of you and you're a part of this doll. With that, you sort of kind of manipulate the energies in the doll, like especially like this thing that seems to be interfering with it, and you've managed to kind of hit upon like an instinctive solution to be able to store the doll inside of the briefcase.
Okay, I just want to leave it behind and just like put it in the briefcase and
Gotcha.
follow Ayumu.
Connie,
are you very sneaky?
I only have a +1 to stealth.
Connie, you said what did you want to talk? What did you want to say?
I was going to say that Connie sends Kumachi
Okay.
after Ayamu, but if
Would
Tsuyoshi
you
is clearly going to go, then Connie will go too.
would you like to roll the d20 for Kumachi's stealth check?
For Kumachi's what check?
Stealth check.
Stealth. Okay, should I just use my stats?
Yeah, just I'll handle the modifier.
Okay.
But Kumachi's like is classified as a small creature, and naturally
And also
kind of has
looks like a stuffed animal.
it has naturally kind of like an advantage to stealth. So go ahead and
Small
actually,
glamour, yeah.
yeah, go ahead and roll me I mean, because the teddy bear is still kind of like moving around. It's just it looks like a teddy bear. So go ahead and, like I said, roll me a stealth check, like roll me a d20, and then I'll take care of the modifier.
I rolled a 12.
Okay, that's a 15. That's a 15 to the stealth check. I'm gonna go ahead and roll perception for Motoshige.
Tsuyoshi got a 17 if it matters.
Right here.
Tsuyoshi rolled a 7 for the Arcana check.
No, for stealth.
Okay. So this is you kind of doing a stealth check to like kind of follow them, right?
Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing. Is that not what
Okay.
we're doing? Did I roll wrong?
No. I just like I normally I would go with like the whole like get up and leave the bar. I wasn't expecting like right, but that's fine. We can go ahead and use that stealth check for that if that's what you're wanting to do. I'm gonna go ahead and say, so it seems like people are starting to leave the bar. Connie, you've sent Kumachi. Tsuyoshi is getting up and heading out. Kitaro, Michi, what are you guys doing?
I almost want to. There's part of me that wants to try and signal to Kitaro that like we should not all leave at once because that is just
no,
that is just going to look so
Kitaro is
sus.
hanging
Like,
back. He's not going with
yeah.
Michi, in this instance, you have like is that like a very sincere desire, or is there also like an element of like you kind of want to get Kitaro on his own?
I mean, there's probably an element of that too,
okay.
But I think it is also just that I assuming there's not many other people in this bar. We can't all just leave as soon as the fucking Yakuza boss leaves.
Yeah, no, that's gonna look
so
weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
maybe like approximately 40 seconds after they leave the door to follow them.
That's fine. I get you.
Like a distance.
I'm going to say
I am still a rogue.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that Kumachi goes first then, because bear, like teddy bear.
Bear with him.
You should bear with him. So he's going to go first. You're going to go out about like 40 seconds later. Michi's still singing at the karaoke machine, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got a few minutes of this.
Okay, gotcha.
And
Kitaro,
Kitaro is
you kind of
mapping
get
out
the yeah. I was about to say
the cost of everything. Yeah.
Gotcha. Kitaro,
And also
you kind of see like Michi kind of glance in your direction. She's like she kind of like glances like really hard at your seat, like stay here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, I'm like,
Does it-
did someone mess with my suitcase?
Yeah, it is. It is in a different. It is in a
It's
different
not locked,
position than
but,
when
like,
it's.
I
Yeah,
wasn't expecting anyone to mess.
it is in a slightly
There's some weird
different
artifacts
position.
in there. I don't know that that's smart to mess with it, guys.
Like I said, it is in a slightly different position than when you left it.
I really hope
Okay.
he opens it and he just sees the doll. He's like, oh no.
Oh, another artifact to dissect.
Mine now.
Did I
I
sect
have-
artifacts?
Someone put it in my briefcase. That's mine.
Mine now.
I mean, I have the feeling the doll will follow
Okay.
me somehow.
Yeah, no.
That's fair.
Okay, so Kitaro and Michi are staying put. Connie is also just sipping on her chocolate milk, and she's letting like Kumachi, or do you want to like get up and leave as well with like Tsuyoshi?
No. I'm staying here and I'm hitting my tambourine.
Yeah,
To
you
the
can.
saddest folks.
Gassing up your
Yeah,
girl.
it's like you're out here like tapping your thing, like yeah, go Michi, when like the saddest, like
The saddest
most
Enka's
depressing,
playing.
like it's very
yeah. You're
I
like
like to-
you're tapping along to like Good Riddance from Hades playing, basically.
yeah, exactly,
I-
exactly.
I like to imagine the mama doesn't think that Connie knows enough Japanese to know what's going on.
Yeah, no, that's what I assume. I think that's what
Actually,
she's
give me one
assuming.
second. Give me 1 second. The mama knows that the mama has realized that you got that like the mama has realized that Connie and Michi are definitely like know each other and are friends or whatever. And also that like Connie is clearly understanding every single word of this and is still tapping along. She's like, you know what? This all black outfit is making a little bit more sense to her now. And anyways, so that's all resolving. Ayumu, you're walking out with Motoshige. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okie doke. That is a 17 right here.
You see, you noticed, you noticed that Kumachi is following behind you. As you guys are walking down the streets, you guys are kind of weaving your way in and out of the Golden Guy district. Eventually, like Motoshige takes a turn down a dark alley. That's like a little, like it has an ending. It like leads out sort of to like the main stretch of Kabukicho. But as soon as you guys are like about a third of the way down the street, he whirls around and grabs Kumachi and lifts him up.
Oh shit.
And what the fuck do we have here? What are you
I'm gonna
following us
feign-
for, beer? Following us for, bear? Beer? Listen, I've said a lot of words in the last hour.
Oh, it must be so hard to be the dungeon master.
Especially because I'm about to have to start role playing with myself.
Yeah.
It's June. Put respect on the term bear. Anyway.
What are you following
gonna
us for,
feign-
bear?
I'm gonna feign that I don't know what this is.
Roll me a deception check.
That is a 17.
He rolled an 8.
Nice.
So he completely you can tell he's buying what you're selling. He holds him up.
Kumachi, I'm so sorry.
The fuck are you following us for, Bear? Who the fuck do you report to? And he like pauses for a second.
Brings out a knife.
Roll me an insight check, Ayumu.
Okay.
Liger, you have just reached the
Oof.
entrance of the alley, and you had kind of glanced around the corner, and you see this happening.
That's a 3.
3, fucking, you're not getting shit from him. He's pissed at this bear.
I'm just gonna roleplay it as he's too shocked that this is happening, and the Mutoshigi can see that.
Mm-hmm. And like you, no, he's just pissed at this bear. Sorry, I was like, he sees it. I'm like, no, you don't know what he sees. You don't know what's going on in his head.
I'm gonna just
Tsuyoshi.
look at him.
Oh
Go ahead,
yeah,
sorry.
sorry. Tsuyoshi, you have just come across this scene. I'm assuming that you are holding for right now, but I just want to make sure that you are aware that what's happening from this point forward. Ayumu, go ahead. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Please. My bad. I know I keep cutting both of you off, but I'm trying to go back and forth between the two
That's
of you.
fine.
Just want to make sure that you are aware that from this point on, everything you see, like everything that's happening, is something that you see. Ayumu, what do you wanted? What are you gonna say?
I'm going to act like I can't see it. Mutoshige, who are you talking to?
Why are you holding up like a stuffed bear?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can see the stuffed bear.
He like looks at you, and you can see he seems a little confused. And give me 1 second here. It's not rolling well. He just kind of like he's like he seems quite confused. But at the same time, he's like, you don't. What do you see when you're seeing this?
I see a bear. What are you seeing?
Bad RC prank, and he like glares at the bear, like glares at Kumachi, and Kumachi's like staring up at his face, into his face, and like he's. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna. Kumachi is sweating in his boots. Kumachi is like trying to put on a strong face, but he is about ready to piss himself.
No.
I do wonder about the logistics of that.
Yeah, like what is this magic being? Like you suddenly have like a weird thought in the back of your head, like, do magical beast piss? Do they?
He
is
drinks
there?
a lot
is
of
there?
beer, according to you guys.
And smokes cigarettes.
He's no cigars. He smokes a cigar.
Oh, right.
He's classier than him. Yeah, he's a classy kind of addicted to tobacco.
Can't wait to meet his ex-wife.
Hey, the divorce is still in progress.
It was like his ex-wife is like the previous guardian of Edo's like familiar.
Oh.
It was a messy divorce. There was a lot of time spent away from home. It was they were drifting apart, and then like it happened. But
It being funny.
And she took the kids.
She took the damn kids.
Wouldn't know what that's like.
Telling me you don't.
All right.
He glares at the bear, and he says, "Just some punk kid's lame RC prank. This thing was crawling down the alley at us, wasn't it?" And like he's glaring down at the bear, and like Kumachi's he's pissed. He's scared. Motoshige kind of tosses him back out of the alley, like really hard. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to. And like Kumachi like slams into like the corner of like another bar, and like there's like a really loud banging noise. And like he kind of falls to the ground, and like, but you can like Tsuyoshi, you see him like he's kind of still like he's getting back to his feet, but he does seem kind of hurt.
How far is he from me?
You are at the entrance to the alleyway. He hit probably about like he's probably like 5 or 10 feet from you. And he's like,
was there a possibility that I could have caught him?
Not without
giving myself away.
No, not without giving yourself away.
Damn it.
Gotta let him fall.
He like Motoshige kind of turns around. He's like, "Don't worry about it. It's nothing. Come on, follow me." And then he continues to lead you out of the alley.
Okay. I'll follow.
As they get a little bit further away, like just as they kind of get out of earshot and they start moving, like once they're just about to at the end of the alley into like about to go into like the kind of wild raucous like street, like it's nighttime starting. There's a lot of people kind of going around having a good time. The Kabukicho district is packed. Tsuyoshi, you hear Kumachi kind of in the back going, "Don't worry about me, kid. I'll head back Takani, you go ahead and follow him. You do not let them get away.
Tsuyoshi simply salutes and continues following without making a sound.
Gotcha. You continue to follow. Kumashi is going to make his way back to the bar. And go ahead, Tsuyoshi, and as you kind of approach, like, Ayumu, you've been let out. You guys are kind of walking through Kabukicho at this point. Tsuyoshi, you follow them behind, and you get to the end of the alley, as like trying to maintain like a distance where like he's not going to spot you. I'm going to need you to roll a perception check to keep tabs of them as they're walking through Kabukicho.
Okay. Also, if I can, I'd like to take off my jacket, sort of ruffle up my my shirt a little bit, unbutton a few buttons, and try to give myself the impression that I'm a random drunk. So if they find me, I can pretend that I'm just a random drunk guy.
Okay. Well, the lack of the smell of liquor is probably going to be a problem with that. But yeah, let's go. Let
me check if I can't fix that with minor illusion. Is that?
Is it? Go ahead and read me off the description.
Sound or image.
Sound or image. Yeah.
Prestidigitation is the one that can do smells.
Yeah. So you would need a prestidigitation to smell like a brewery. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and roll me a
20. 20 perception.
20 perception.
Not natural. 19.
Dirty 20 with
plus 1.
With a dirty 20. Not only do you keep an eye on you manage to keep track of them as they kind of wind their way through the crowds and like all this raucous whatever. You also notice that there's a crowd of actual drunks like kind of in your way, and they're swinging like they've got cups of like gas station sake in hand, and they're like clearly if you kind of like knock into these guys, they will be spilling their drinks over you.
Okay, I do that.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
You're good at those, right?
Or athletics.
I'm good at acrobatics.
Athletics or acrobatics. That's fine.
Okay.
Say like you're kind of like trying to dart through them, and like you're
That's
more like weaving through. 23. With a 23, you manage to like angle yourself in just such a way that like whenever like one of them swings around with his glass, like he kind of like hits, like not quite hits you in the head, like you're moving with it a little bit too much for it to like actually damage you, but the glass that he's holding sort of like tips over because he's not grasping it quite as tightly as he should be, and it like tips over your head a little bit. So like you've got a little bit of sake kind of running down your face. He's like, "Oh God, man, I'm sorry, dude. That was fucking. Anything I can. Fuck, man."
Oh, don't worry about it, man.
Hey, all right, fucking.
Bro,
I'm so.
We gotta work tomorrow.
Oh fuck, dude! I'm so sorry to hear that. I got laid off just like the other day. We're out here with my buddies. We're doing a bender.
Man.
It's rough out here. It's this fucking economy, man. I'm so.
Hey.
Life's fucking rough.
It's all gonna be okay, dude.
And then they kiss.
You're fucking all right, man. You're fucking cool. Fuck. You have you fucking take care of yourself out there. God damn.
I will, man. I gotta go. But I hope you get.
You do your fucking thing. You don't owe me shit, man. You.
Oh. Look.
Fuck, dude. Dude. And then, like they kind of like stagger off. They're like, that dude was so fucking cool, man.
I didn't know that Japanese salarymen and San Diego College like students had so much in common.
The more you know. Listen. Dialect translates. Dialect translates in weird ways sometimes.
Yeah, this is the difference between translation and localization, I suppose.
Exactly. I'm localizing the accent. The accent of a drunk salaryman. All right, so you having done that, you. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just sorry, just interrupt. There's potential for Sa and I to have a scene, but I'm just thinking I may need a motor in a bit, and I think Sa also
Yeah, I haven't
potentially
out.
needed
With that,
to get out as well.
Mhm.
But what I was going to say was, what if you guys continue and we just drop out now and do that scene maybe before the next session or something?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
could,
I think that's
we
a
could
good
have,
idea.
yeah, we could absolutely do that. Sorry, I was about to say I was just about to actually cut to you guys so you guys can do that. But yeah, if you guys got to go,
No,
we'll do
it's
that.
good as a
We'll
next
do that
session, I
at the
think.
beginning of next. We'll kind of do like a cut back and we'll do it at the beginning of next session because at this point, I feel like for the most part, you guys are kind of out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. Yeah.
I was ready to cast Sanctuary on Kumachi if it came to it, but thankfully that wasn't necessary. So.
Thank you.
Speaking of which, I am actually going to head with that. Like you guys are kind of like, Tsuyoshi, go ahead and roll me one more stealth check with advantage.
All right, yeah, sorry,
Oh,
I do have
boy.
to head out. So
Yep,
thanks,
you
y'all.
guys.
Have
Yep,
fun.
you
Have
guys
a
take
good
care.
day,
Thank you guys.
Saw.
Thank you guys for
I'll,
hanging out,
yeah.
and we'll catch you on next
Bye.
time.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll catch you
Hopefully
guys
get your
later.
Switch,
See yous.
Saw.
Yeah, for sure. Bye, yo.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Love you guys. All right, the curse is broken. That's an 18 plus 2. That's a 20.
Okay. And so you go ahead and let me actually. You know what? No, I'm not just
I'm
going to
the
let you
worst
have this.
spell.
I'm going to go ahead and roll. No, okay, you're good. You're good.
Oh wait, that actually wasn't. I forgot to do the advantage part.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually better. That's a
What?
21.
Oh, okay.
Nice!
Fuck.
Nice!
Goddamn. Okay, yeah. No,
Crit fish,
yeah.
crit
No.
fish.
Yeah, he doesn't notice you for shit. You guys are kind of like making your way through the streets. We're gonna go ahead and cut back to the bar, where Michi's singing. Michi is singing. Kitaro's like grabbing a drink. Trying not to look like too conspicuous. They're not trying. You guys are not trying to stand out. You're a bunch of college students out here having a good time. Connie, you see Kumachi stagger through the doorway, and he's clearly like he's gripping his like side, and he's like limping a little bit, and he's clearly injured.
Oh my god! I think Connie's talking in English to say this. Oh my god, Kumachi, are you alright?
But he's like the comment, like Mama kind of like looks up, is like English, interesting, okay, and then like goes back to like kind of watching the performance. As she like cleans the glass. Like that guy could see me. That motherfucker's not normal. God damn, the look in his eyes. If he had been alone, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll something for Komachi here real quick. Damn, okay, Komachi. Connie, he could see me. He knew. He pauses. I think he recognized me as part of like he knew what I was.
Part of the champion of Edo stuff?
Yeah, like as a representative of the network. Connie, there hasn't been a guardian of Edo for about 10 years now. I don't know what the hell this guy knows that he would know to recognize me, but maybe they got maybe their information that's a little bit more fucking god damn it, my ribs. Maybe he's a little bit more robust.
Very delicately pick him up.
Gentle there. Oh, that's sore.
I'm so gentle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm fine. Don't you guys take worse hits than this all the time. I don't know. I don't know if that guy like knew the last champion at all. The way I'm set up, I don't know that guy from fucking Sam. I don't know why I'm using an English name for this. Is some weird fucking reverse feedback
Start
loop.
talking in English.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking in English.
know
Listen, I'm translating this colloquially. You see,
I don't know this guy from Seminosuke.
I don't know this. I don't know this motherfucker from Tanaka.
That somehow sounds racist.
I'm Tanaka.
Don't worry about it. but I don't know if he knew the previous Guardian or like maybe their information network's a lot more robust than I would have thought for an organized crime unit. Like sure like listen, most there's a decent chance that most most major criminal organizations in the fucking city know at least something about the fucking moonlit world, but like I mean most of it's limited to just having like Oni on staff or some shit. I don't fucking.
I don't like this.
God damn it, my ribs. That
Connie
motherfucker's got a
turn-
cannon for an arm.
Connie's gonna turn back to Michi and try to like signal somehow like I'm gonna go after them.
You like Michi nods. Michi is still singing. Michi has unfortunately, through not being very used to like modern technology and like karaoke systems specifically, has accidentally plugged in every single Enka song that she knows. She is going to be up here for a while.
Kitaro's still paying for all our drinks.
Kitaro's paying for the drinks, and Kitaro kind of like nods you away as you sort of like say like I'll go next, but you go ahead.
Yeah, I think Connie slaps down the equivalent of like $50, which is way overpaying, I think. And then follows
for $19.99, you have just given this place like way more. You had like 2 chocolate milks.
And in
the
recession,
how much did it cost? $10?
Yeah, count these numbers.
That's
She's
Connie.
like, as like after you run out, like you can almost faintly hear that. Oh, that's too much, darling. As like you clear, and you're not following, you're not paying attention to that. You go ahead and like Kumachi kind of like leads you back to like where the altercation is,
because I am still holding him.
Yeah, absolutely. You're holding Kumachi, and you go down, like he directs you back down to that back alley, and like you're moving forward, like he doesn't necessarily, like Kumachi doesn't necessarily know where they went after that, but as you're moving down the alley towards like Kabukicho proper, like another drunk is kind of like staggering down the alley on the opposite side. You're gonna move to pass him, and then he like staggers a little bit and like kind of knocks into you a little bit. He's just like, "Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to. Sorry. You have a nice day, miss." And then like keeps going, and you keep going. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
God, she was so cool. That girl was so cool.
Perception total of 15.
A little bit after that guy exits the alley, you notice that you have something in your pocket that wasn't there before.
Oh.
That's the reverse of what I expected.
You pull out like a scrap of paper. It looks like it's just like a torn off from like an old like poster or something, like from like around the area. You look on the other side and there's like you can get maybe like a hint of like a girl who's like wearing a little less clothing that would be normally like societally acceptable. But like the important
Connie
stuff is on.
aghast.
And after you're busy being scandalized by boob, you flip it over and it's on there written in like a really shaky hand. A note says, "Do you know what she is?"
I'm sorry, Ray just posted.
Yeah, I saw that. Not the time, Ray. Calm down, lesbian.
I'm sorry. I heard boobs and I got excited.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Connie is, I think, very spooked and looking around wildly to see if she can find that guy again.
Go ahead. And,
do you know what she is?
do you know what she is? Do you know what?
Ominous.
Specifically what?
That's...
And who is she?
I got a 9.
There is okay, you got a 9 on what, a perception? I'm assuming that was a perception check.
Yeah, perception.
You dash back to the other end of the alley, and you don't see the guy. There's no one, and whether or not that's like he turned into another alley or into a bar, because that man was very drunk. Like you could smell the liquor on him.
He turned into a fucking owl and flew away.
He turned into a no. He turned into a hawk falcon. Like, listen, put some respect on this man's name.
That's a fucking tanuki if I've ever seen one.
You don't know if he like turned into a bar or if he turned down like another side alley, because there's like the Golden Guy district is full. It's full of the no turned into like a bar, like he like made his way into a bar, like he entered a bar. Fuck you. You don't know.
Bar.
Yeah, you don't know if he just like turned into a bar, if he like turned into another side alley, or if he just like vanished out of thin air. You cannot tell. You are flustered. You are like Kumachi has been hurt. You're trying to track down. You're trying to find your friend Ayumu. You're trying to figure out what the fuck just happened to you, and you're out of sorts. You cannot organize your thoughts. You can't recognize any kind of sign of where he might have been. What do you want to do with this?
Kumachi, that man was real, right? This note is
real?
No,
that man was really real. That man was like he like kind of like right? He kind of like wipes his arm. Like I think that man spilled something on me.
Oh no! I give Kumachi.
He gives it a sniff. It's like, oh, it's not even the good shit. God damn.
So bad.
He just pauses like, yeah, I don't. Actually, you know what? 1 second. I'm going to. Is there anything you'd like to do? Like, I mean, would you like to try to like investigate a little bit more? Do you want to try to turn back? Like, I mean, I know you've got like detect magic and a couple other things. That you've got. You could try to like head back and like, because you get the feeling that if you stop right now to like try to investigate what the fuck this guy just did or who he is, you get the feeling that there's like absolutely no way you're going to be able to find like Tsuyoshi or Ayumu.
Well, as a magical girl, I must prioritize the friends.
Okay.
So as freaked out as I am, I think
thank you,
Connie will continue down the path that Kumachi points out. And then when they don't know where to go anymore, she will cast Detect Magic to try and pick out Tsuyoshi or anyone.
You're not getting a ping off of Tsuyoshi, but interestingly enough, you're getting a ping off of the note in your hand. In your pocket. I'm assuming you've kept the note.
What type of magic?
It's like a very slight illusion. It's something that like normally like your arcana, your sense of ability to manipulate magic is like you're still pretty raw at it. Like this is like you've been doing this for a little while, but like you're still not. This is incredibly simple, like to like dispel, and as you do so. You see the page fills up with another word beginning. Guardian. Do you know what she is?
She's a
okay, so
girl.
Clearly they know who I am, which I hate. So who is she?
There's nothing further coming from that. You've dispelled the illusion on it. There's nothing else. The magic, the piece of paper in your hand is as mundane as anything else.
Connie's just gonna shove it into her pocket and try to find Tsuyoshi.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check. And Kumachi is going to give you the help action, so roll it with advantage.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll against my stealth roll.
Oh.
Well, I also have to check magic up, so and you're magical.
I am magic.
It doesn't detect magic. Doesn't necessarily detect. It more detects like active spell effects.
Okay.
Or like an underlying, or like something like an underlying enchantment. Not necessarily like people who are magical.
He won't just glow.
Yeah, if he's like casting a spell or doing some magic shit, like he would probably light up. But unfortunately, I don't think the range on that is like too huge.
I think it's 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet. It's not crazy.
I can't cast
I rolled a 17.
You rolled a 17?
With advantage. Thank you, Kamachi.
With advantage. I'm gonna say with a 17, you kind of wake your way through some of the stuff, and like you haven't managed to completely figure out where Tsuyoshi is, but you do manage to hear like a group of drunks going by, talking like, "Oh, that fucking dude was the coolest fucking guy. I don't know what fucking happened to his eye, but fuck that dude fucking that guy fucking ruled." And like you see the direction that they were coming from.
Tally ho!
So you continue in that direction. I'm gonna need one
Nice
more
noggy.
perception. I'm gonna need one more perception check from you. Once again with advantage.
Okay. Ooh.
You got this. You got this. You got this.
That was a 7. Ooh.
It can only go up from here.
15 total.
The DC with that information that you got had lowered the second DC. You got it, but it would have been 10 would have gotten it.
Okay, nice.
So you managed to like following kind of where they were going from, and like going around. You see like once again you're just like frantically kind of looking around, looking for any sign of Tsuyoshi, and like you almost miss him. Because like he said, he's got his collar up. He's like got like some of his stuff untucked, and like you're like his hair's all like down and like wet.
And also he smells bad now.
Yeah, and he smells like just like the most garbage, like harsh alcohol, not smooth. There's no other flavorants or anything in there. It's just like the worst sort of like gas station liquor you could possibly find. But you catch yourself just as you're about to walk past, and you see that Tsuyoshi is sort of like moving through the crowd.
Tsuyoshi just puts his finger up to his lips. It's just like
at this point, you guys have kind of traveled like more or less to the other side of the Kabukicho district. There's a bunch of like kind of like luxury like kind of residences and stuff like that. You're getting into sort of like you're getting to the part of Kabukicho where it stops being a like an entertainment like nightlife red light district, and it starts being like kind of like more of like a high end sort of like place. And you see that just like basically outside of Kabukicho, Ayumu and Motoshige kind of stop in front of like a very fancy office building.
Drunks can't get in there.
And he's like, the boss should be up. Motoshige turns to you, Ayumu, and he says, the boss should be just upstairs. Follow me, please. He stops himself. The boss is a little bit of a weird one. He's going to give you an impression that he can be fucked with. Do not.
He's nodding. He looks serious.
Mm-hmm. And then they kind of go up. Connie, Tsuyoshi, what you guys are standing out in front of this very fancy office building. What do you guys do? What are you guys doing?
I don't know what to do. Do we follow them?
So it's like a fancy office building.
Yeah, it's like, there's like it goes up like
a glass.
I want to say
a glass door I could see through.
I want to say it goes up about 4 stories. The front office actually has like, you recognize the symbol on the front door, like just above the front door. It's like a black stone like sort of facing. It's like marbled a little bit. And above the door is like a gold like, you recognize the symbol from the pin. It's the Kaposhi Syndicate's like logo. It's emblem. It's like their mark. It leads into like the front doors of the office like lead into like, there's like a kind of a reception area. There's no one staffing it at this time of night. but you do see some elevators in the back, a couple stairwells. You don't think you don't see anyone through the glass windows, but you don't. But like there are lights on in some of the upper floors.
All right.
It goes up about 4 stories.
About 4 stories. Can I sort of try to make an investigation check to see which of those offices seems like maybe the most, like which one has the best view
Sure.
from it? Because I assume that might be what the boss's office is.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation. And I gotta say, Connie, would you like to
Natural 20.
Okay, nat 20.
Woo!
Not only do you get like an idea of like, listen, you don't know a whole lot about the office, but you do kind of understand like the idea that appearances are very important for this type of person. With that, the following logic is like, the higher up you are in a building, the more important you are. So you kind of logically intuit that like the top floor, whatever, like the 3rd floor office is one of the ones that are lit. The 4th floor is dark. You assume that whoever must be up there, if they're important, they're probably on the 3rd floor. You also notice that the building behind you, in the back alley, like as you guys were kind of working your way here, you kind of passed through this alley, like towards this building behind, like the alleyway that goes into the building behind you. You know that there is a fire escape back there, and you actually manage to like swing around, kind of climb the fire escape up, and you make it to the roof of the building across from the office, and you have a perfect view into the 3rd floor office. Inside, you see
relay all this. I guess I relay all this information to Connie.
Well, I'm assuming Connie's following you as you're kind of climbing up like the fire escape.
You.
Yeah.
I also just take off the liquor soaked shirt and put my jacket back on and throw the shirt.
Okay, so Connie, Tsuyoshi, after having climbed up to the roof of this building, and you fall behind him, he suddenly starts taking his jacket and then his shirt off.
Connie is turning bright red and looking away.
First
and
boobies, now nipples.
Eyes.
About first boobies,
Connie's
like manga was like, fairly didn't give a shit about tits for the most part back then.
Yeah, but you know that Connie's probably not looking at that stuff.
I
don't know. Interested in magical girls.
I don't know Connie.
Okay,
actually, there are a lot of naked girls in Sailor Moon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, he puts his jacket back on. He just wants to get rid of this.
Does he even notice like Connie like blushing and stammering and like what the in the background? Are you gonna acknowledge that?
I think he does. That's why he tries to make it quick.
Gotcha. So you throw off your shirt and then you throw your jacket back on. So you've just got an open, like you've got like. What's your strength score
like a
again?
Yakuza character.
What's your strength and dex score for me, real quick?
Are you
10 and 14.
Yeah, there's just like a fairly like normal looking guy. Like maybe he's like a little, like maybe he's got a little bit of like very kind of like lithe muscle here and there. But like there's like, we're not talking like ripped 6-pack like giant pectorals or anything underneath.
I'm gonna make a strength check like I did
with
Michi.
Yeah, go for it. Go. You know what? Hey, go for it.
That's a 9.
Good flex.
You can like Connie, like you can see that like he was like very pretending, like I'm trying to draw attention to this. I'm just like I'm doing this really quick, but then like you see him like try to flex a little bit, and it doesn't really do anything. But like you do notice that he tries to flex.
Connie's face just kind of switches to pity.
Ooh.
I think that's worse than if she made fun of you.
That is worse. God damn.
listen, she's
Oh,
buff.
no.
She's
I
sorry
pity
you're
your
not.
muscles.
Anyways, Ayumu, you and
I can show you a
Motoshige.
workout routine, okay?
I've tried, Connie. It doesn't work.
And we're gonna go ahead and cut from the roof over to Motoshige and Ayumu. You guys are kind of like taking the elevator up. You get out on the 3rd floor. There's a couple guys like lingering around. It's like the night shift. Some people got a couple cans of coffee around, and like like a couple of these guys know that they're in here for the late shift. Like they got something going on, or they got to be here for something, or they're waiting for calls, or like a bunch of any of the sort of stuff that like you would have to have as like the nervous system for a criminal organization. You see them kind of like glance over at you, and like there's like a little bit of like who's this? And then they see that Motoshige is like escorting you, and they're like, it's not my fucking problem. Wow, hey, thank you for the raid, Hempely.
Oh, hi, Hempely.
We're playing D&D today. We've got our good friends Liger, Barry, and Ray playing Tsuyoshi Saito, Connie Young, and Yumu Mizuno in our Tokyo 1999 campaign, where we are kind of exploring like the very the mystical underground of the Tokyo metropolitan area in the turn of the century in 1999. As of right now, we currently have Ayumu, who is a bit of a career criminal himself, being escorted into a yakuza office by a person who is very close with his father, who was a former yakuza, but is not particularly close with Ayumu himself. Being led to the boss of this like criminal organization to establish like a meeting and get some information. His friends, Tsuyoshi Saito and Connie Young, are outside trying to scope out the situation and try to provide some sort of cover while he's doing this. Anyway,
missed all of the upsetting family drama, which is cool.
Oh yeah, no, there was a lot of like very heavy family drama that happened earlier in the episode, or earlier in the session.
You also very, very narrowly missed a very embarrassing moment for me.
You know what? Liger, sometimes things work out.
Sometimes
things work out. I don't want them to, though.
Incredible.
It's funnier if they don't.
It's very much funnier if they don't.
So, like I said before, a couple of guys like kind of look a little confused. They're like, but they look up and they see Motoshige, kind of escorting you through the offices, and they're like, "That's not my fucking problem. This is above my head. That guy's in charge. That guy's above me. He's doing whatever the fuck he wants." And you guys, and you're like, and Tsuyoshi, you and Connie do see this. Like you're seeing this happening. You have a very good view of the office. There's one room with the blinds down, the only thing that you kind of can't see into, and it is into that room that Ayumu is led. You see that there's this very sort of like opulent office. It's like it's set up in a very old style. It's like very sort of like classic, like very old school Japanese style. It's very traditional. There's a very nice tatami. Everything here is like very, very high quality, and it's almost kind of like. You wouldn't necessarily call it garish because like it's traditional Japanese furniture. It tends to be very subtle and very very quality. But like there's definitely like where he could have like where this guy whoever kind of designed this office, where they could have like flared out and like really kind of like put their own style on it. They did. It's very. There's like a big desk. It's like very ostentatious. He's with a guy wearing a very bright red traditional kimono, like with his hair styled up and kind of crazy.
Can I roll perception to see if I know who made this kimono?
Blinds are down. You cannot see into this room.
Oh man,
I
just know in my heart. I just know. Heart.
Very like it's bright red. You like this thing is a very it's it much like the room itself, the kimono is a study in contradictions. It's a very traditional style, but in like it's done in a very flashy way. The color choices are like eye catching, and it's here like this person wants attention. This person wants eyes on them. And you look and you see this like an older man. He's probably hitting about his probably his early 50s. And he looks over at you. And Motoshige, who bows very deeply, is like, "Boss, I apologize for the interruption. I have somebody you might like to meet. This is a Yumu Mizono. They."
I'm kind of looking at him like, what's he gonna say?
They provided a bit of information and happened to they reported back to me on a couple of discoveries I made regarding the university job. And the guy, the boss, like kind of waves his hand. He's like, "Yeah, okay, that's fine. Go ahead and just sit on down wherever you want to pop a squad."
God.
And with that, like, Motoshige kind of like moves to the side of the table and sits down in a very formal, like, kind of seiza position. It's like very sort of like a traditional, like a mediator position between the two of you. Where do you sit down? Like I said, there's a couple like cushions where you would normally like kneel or sit. But like you said, he said, just pop a squat wherever.
Yeah, whenever Mutoshigi bowed, he absolutely did, and he kept his face down until he was addressed.
He's like, "Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's fine. Just stand up. Let me take a look at you."
And he's standing like as still as he can, but trying not to look intimidated.
You kind of give me 1 second.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Like I said, just take a seat wherever. I don't like to stand too much on ceremony on this sort of thing. So something casual like this.
Right. He's gonna take a seat directly across.
Okay. Directly across from him. Now, what's this I hear about you delivering something to our man Motoshige over here? And then, like, actually, you know what? Let me make a roll here real quick. And he snaps. Wait, he as he's like starting to say it, he's starting to like, why are you here? He snaps his finger. You said Mizuno, right?
Yes, sir.
He like looks a little closer at your face. He's like, you wouldn't happen to be related to Atsuta, would you?
I'm gonna like look over at Mutoshige and gauge his reaction. Like, is this a friend or a foe? I kind of know it's probably a friend.
He is completely like stone faced. Actually, go ahead and roll me. I guess roll me insight.
That is a 19.
19. With the 19, you can like kind of like catch like a twitch in his jawline. He's like, "Don't fuck this up! Don't fuck this up! Don't fuck this up! Just be honest."
He will nod and say, "Yes, sir. Atsusata Mizuno is my father. Was my father."
He nods, like he does like a very big nod. He's like, "Yes, okay, that makes sense. My condolences to your father, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Fucked up what happened to him.
Fucked up.
It was fucked up, man. That shit was fucked up. I only regret that he wasn't here with us right now. I know we were in talks to like. Anyway, so sorry, that's not what we're here about. What have you brought for me? Motoshige kind of like reaches into like his jacket pocket and he produces like the pin, and puts it on the table. Young Ayumu here brought this to my attention. According to her, like you see like the boss. I just realized I didn't say his name. Shit. You see the boss kind of stop, and he's like, "Now hold on a second." He like kind of looks you over for a little bit.
I drop eye contact, but I do give Mutoshige a look like, "Why'd you have to say it?"
Is that right? Is that right, Ayuno? You're Atsuta's daughter.
He's gonna grit his teeth a little bit, but then he will nod and say, "Yes, sir, I am."
And that's what you want to be.
I would never want to be
ally Yakuza.
I would never want to be anything but my. I would never want to be anything but my father's child.
I'm gonna roll an insight check really quick. Well, be that as it may, I would never imply that you're not your father's child. But what I meant was, are you your father's daughter?
He is like very conflicted. Like he keeps looking to Mutoshige.
Mutoshige just looks back, just be on it. Like you can, once again, he is still kind of like the vibes you were getting off of him is still that sort of like, please be honest. Do not lie to this man.
Well, were I to be anything, I would rather be my father's son, if that is what you're asking.
And your father's son you are.
He's very surprised by that. Like, he looks visibly surprised.
The boss kind of like shrugs. Who is it for me to say what somebody is or is not? That's for them. Anyways, we're getting distracted. My name is Sabaroki Poshi. I'm the head. This is my organization. These are my men. He gestures towards the pen on the table. That belonged to one of my men. I'd like to thank you formally for returning it to my organization. That man gave his life in my service, and that deserves to be honored. He kind of picks it up, and he's like there's like a second of like not necessarily like shock or whatever, but like you can tell there's a reaction as he picks it up, where he just kind of like, a hell of a thing occurs. Tell me, how exactly did you come across this? Don't leave anything out.
Yes, sir. My employer sent me on a run to deliver some materials that may not exactly be of the most legal variety to a student in Tokyo U. Naturally.
I completely. He waves his hand. There.
Talking around it with Yakuza.
There aren't fucking.
No, you're not supposed to do drugs in the Yakuza. That's a thing.
Kid. This ain't fucking. Cops aren't about to bust down the door right now. Say what you mean and say it.
Yes, sir. I was bringing some materials to a customer of mine at Tokyo U. And this is not coming off as choppy. I'm just trying to think of Ray, how she is thinking of this.
Yeah. I got you.
Of Ray?
Yeah,
you're going through and trying to figure out like how exactly you want to phrase this, what exactly you want to reveal, what exactly you don't want to reveal.
Yes, exactly that. There was quite a commotion when I was just about to hand off the materials, the drugs, as it were. And we happened upon a room where there was a dead Aum Shinrikyo member as well as a dead Kaposhi Syndicate member.
Give me 1 second. You said we just now?
My customer and I.
No, sorry, out of character. Sorry, you said we.
Yes, he did say, like, he was about to hand the materials to Kitaro, and what he's implying is that they literally the two of them saw this.
Okay.
And the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah.
The Chinese Communist Party, gotcha. Connie, you're really taking a beating out here. Everyone's out here like this communist, this Chinese communist white girl.
That's why you'd never suspect it.
That's it's perfect infiltration.
No one expects the Chinese white communist girl.
Especially in Japan. That's like a double blind. Jesus Christ. Okay, he's like, we?
Yes, my customer and I.
Understand. Continue.
Well, although it's not advisable, I was very curious about what exactly was happening here. And that was when we were able to find that there were some beads that indicated he was with Aum Shinrikyo, and this pin here that would indicate the other deceased individual as being with Kaposhi Syndicates.
Understand. Now, you said you found them in a room. Do you know what
Yes.
room that they... Do you have any idea of what that room was?
Detdet, jog my memory, was any of it set up like it was supposed to be the occult club room?
It was the occult club room. It was... You would recognize it as a spare classroom. It was like they had like a bunch of chairs set up around a central figure. There was like clearly some sort of thing that was like, whether or not you want to reveal the doll or not, it was like there was like a setup where there was like a bunch of chairs around like a central podium where something clearly had been.
It looked like it was a club room, if anything.
Understand. And that's all that there was. There was no other disturbances. No.
I will.
He says. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Were there any ghosts, any demons, yokai?
I'm sorry. Were there any ghosts?
Go ahead and roll me.
And
a
I'm trying
check.
to. What's that?
Go ahead and roll me a deception check.
I'm gonna say that more as a question. I'm not trying to deceive him. I'm just trying to gauge his reaction to, like, is he messing with me? Or is he being serious?
Ayumu, I understand that maybe maybe the level of your current employers, they're not high profile enough to know certain things about this, about what Tokyo is really like. But I assure you, my organization is not so small, and definitely not so ignorant of its surroundings.
He will, like, slightly incline his head a bit and say, "Forgive me, I was sparse in those details because I wasn't exactly sure if anyone would believe me if I were to tell anyone."
He shrugs.
But yes, there were.
He shrugs. I understand. It's not. We were all new to this at one point.
But yes, there were ghosts that were haunting anatomy models, as well as what I recognize from folklore as Akuchisake Onna.
What's up with the marks we found on the body? There had. What about the room themselves? What about the room itself? Aside from the bodies of my compatriot and the cultist, there wasn't anything else in the room?
No, sir.
Roll me deception.
Come on.
This guy saw the body?
That's what's being implied.
That's a 10?
Interesting. I thought
that's unfortunate.
It's
Let
we're
me
like
be. Let
positioned
me
in a way
be.
where it's
Allow
impossible
me
to
to
hear
be.
what's going on, right?
Unless you have a directional microphone or like a couple of like spells that you could use to potentially listen in past like glass without being detected. No. From a normal human perspective, there's no way.
Oh, if only human were here.
That's
Oh,
unfortunately.
she would have her back.
You guys are just like I said. You guys are. I'm going to go ahead and cut back to that. You guys are kind of watching this, watching the office. Like I said, you've got a perfect view. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing that you guys can see that's out of the ordinary. I mean, they're just. It's a bunch of guys who are just stuck on the night shift. They're sitting around, they're chatting. Occasionally, somebody's talking on the telephone. They got a box of donuts set up. You know, they're drinking coffee. It's a bunch of guys sitting.
We
with
should
their dicks in
really
their hands.
invest in walkie-talkies.
You're right. We should.
We have cell phones.
You do have cell phones.
Do all of us have cell phones? I'm pretty sure Michi doesn't.
Michi does not.
Michi
Michi absolutely does not have a cell phone.
Michi has a carrier pigeon.
Michi's very proficient in smoke signals.
Anyway.
Anyways, sorry.
Is it advantageous for us to stay on this rooftop, or would you take the risk to go closer to the building?
From this,
I don't think there's any way we can get in. Sorry, was that in character or not?
No, that's. Oh, sorry. Yeah. What Tsuyoshi, was that in character?
It was kind of in character.
Okay,
I think
that's
so.
fine.
Do I have to enunciate like this?
No, I could tell, but like I also kind of like I was gonna
It's
hop
better
into
to be.
the end.
It's
That's
better
fine.
to know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, go ahead, keep playing it out.
I don't think we can get any closer without being spotted. I mean, I kind of stand out a lot.
The man with the eye patch doesn't.
You do. I listen. You guys are both like very distinct characters. There's a reason why. If it had been like basically anyone else in the party that had run into the group of drunk guys, I don't think they would have been able to direct you like further along.
Thank you, Tsuyoshi, for being recognizable.
Thank you for your recognizable character traits.
If we can get from this roof to the other roof, we may be able to access the door on top via my thieves' tools, and we wouldn't need to be spotted. However, I'm not entirely. I have a good amount of rope, and that's about.
Yeah, you do, boy. I tell you what, you've got so much rope. You have so much rope right now.
What do you mean by that?
Oh,
you have so much rope.
There's so much rope that you have right now. You just keep like the more you pull it out, the more you're just discovering you just got more rope and more rope and more rope, and it just doesn't seem like it's ever gonna stop.
I think he's saying to do it.
Okay, it might be a bad. It's okay. I'm not gonna say it might be. It is a bad idea. I will give you that. However, I see no way of helping if something were to go down. We simply must be at a position where at least we hear a signal if there is one.
Well, as the DM, I'm going to kind of step in here and kind of let you guys know exactly what you guys have, what this position kind of offers you guys. So as of right now, you guys can see down into the building. You can see all of the third floor, with the exception of that one office that has its blinds closed, where Ayumu and Motoshige are. You can see everyone else on that floor. You can see their activity, like whether or not they're agitated or not, like if there's a problem, if people are kind of directing their attention inwards. And you can also, from this vantage point, kind of see a little bit of the second floor. Not as much. Like, it's mostly still the same thing. It's a bunch of guys kind of sitting around, like, on the night shift. Like, there's a little bit more activity. Some people are running papers back and forth. But it's, like I said, it's not... Nothing is out of the ordinary as of right now. Now, if you guys want to try to, like, look around the back of that building, maybe go around the back, like... instead of like see if there's like a fire escape over in the other building or something along those lines and try to like a more direct infiltration, that's something that you guys could do. But as of right now, you can very confidently say that you can get a sense of like what the vibe is in there through like kind of like a less, not necessarily seeing what's inside that room, like the room where Ayumu is, but more just watching the people around that room. If that makes any sense.
We need to be in a position. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Connie has a pretty good athletics. Looking around, can she see any way that she could like maybe climb this building or get onto a building that's closer to it that maybe she could jump over onto its roof?
Yeah, how far away are these buildings? How?
I mean, at this point, the street, like, you guys are technically outside of Kabukicho. It's not quite like a huge it's not like quite like a huge highway, but this is starting to get into like more like wide city lanes instead of like the smaller footpaths that like Kabukicho is known for. So there's like significant distance between you and that building right now. It's it's across the street. There are a couple alleys in the back over there, so there like could potentially be like some fire escapes or something like that you could climb. One of the there's like to either side of the building. There's one building that's like 3 stories tall. There's one building that's like 5 stories tall. And like I said, you could go back in the alleys and check to see if there's fire escapes or something like that for them. But like the jump would be pretty. No matter how you're going about it, there's like a kind of a risk to either side of that.
I mean, I do actually have a lot of rope.
Like that's so much rope.
No, but like I have at least 20 feet of rope just by nature of carrying a meteor hammer as my.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you've got plenty of rope, and like if you needed to, you could probably use your meteor hammer as like a sort of an improvised grappling hook. Although how effective that is going to be maybe a little bit questionable. It's something that I would like allow you to do, but if you wanted to use it like that, you'd probably have to roll it like a disadvantage. But like I said, as of right now, you guys can assess the situation from where you're at. But if you wanted more information, it would require taking pretty significant risk. Like I said, this is the place that you discovered on a Nat 20 investigation roll, for whatever that's worth to you.
Has the doll magically followed me, or has it stayed where I left it?
So you're kind of assessing the rooftop. And like you're kind of looking around and you're thinking to yourself, is there any other way that we could potentially like maybe like go up to the sides of the other buildings and drop down, or like maybe use like go to the smaller roof that's like a little bit lower and like use the meteor hammer as sort of like an improvised grappling hook. And you're turning around and you're about to start like you're pacing back and forth and you're thinking and you're turning around and you're like, maybe there's something behind you, and then like right behind you on like an AC like a rooftop AC unit, the doll is staring you dead in the face. Like you turn around and it is like inches from your face.
Oh no. Well.
How did that thing get here?
It does that. Don't worry.
What a reassurance! Incredible.
I'm gonna worry, thank you.
Kumachi, don't ever do that to me.
Only harmful to me. No.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you guys like one more chance to like, if you guys do want to do something, or like try one of the other things that like, you know, maybe you've got an idea based on what like the information we got. I would ask that you guys kind of decide that now, because otherwise we're going to go ahead and swap back to Ayumu.
Connie, I must ask. I hold the doll in my hand. Do you think you could throw this? How far do you think you could throw this?
Pretty far. How far is it to the rooftop of the building they're in?
Give me
like
1
40
second.
feet?
I would say.
Throw it at the Yakuza.
I would say that across the, if you're counting like the additional, like if you're aiming for the roof, right? Like it's gonna be at a bit of a diagonal from where you're at because you're on the third. You're on like a 3-story building, and like the building across the street is like a 4-story building. But across the street, I would want to say that's probably like 30 feet about, and then like up a little bit. So we'll say it's like 35 feet up to the roof.
Okay, well, you said the doll like warps back to you, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it a try.
Okay, don't worry. This is what's about to happen is normal, and I will be okay.
You are terrible at reassuring people. Holy shit!
What do you mean? Connie is holding this doll and really does not want to be holding this doll.
I put my hand on the doll and I go inside the doll.
Ah!
Connie, you are now alone
Connie
on the
is-
rooftop with this creepy fucking doll.
Kamachi! Is this normal?
This guy's a strange one, I tell you. I don't know about this fucking guy.
Thanks, Kamachi.
Good to know. But, okay, it's not just me. Okay.
That dude's a bit of a freak.
I guess I'll throw it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, it's fucking his doll. Meanwhile, Tsuyoshi, you kind of find yourself inside the doll. There's like once again you can see like sort of the porcelain neck of the doll, like as like kind of like the roof. It's almost like you're in a tent, right? Like you're looking at like the porcelain cylinder that makes up like the doll's neck, and like you can see like reams of cloth, very extravagant, very luxurious silk, like kind of streaming down from that central point out. But in the middle of all this, you see like going through the center sort of area. It doesn't quite hit like what you would consider to be like the ground where you're at. Like it probably stops about like 5 feet up from the ground. It goes up about like 20-30 feet. Is like the sort of like kind of like a stake. It's like a rod that's supposed to like hold the doll's head in place. But you see like a bunch of seals and like really ominous looking markings and symbols going down the length of it. You're just kind of sitting there. You can't really see a whole lot. You can't determine a whole lot about the outside world from within. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and read me the description of like what that feature does for you, because I'm not sure if it allows you to perceive the outside. Yeah, I'm not sure if it allows you to kind of perceive the outside world while you're inside the container.
Resembles the interior, pointed cushions. While inside, you can hear the area around your vessel as if you were in its space.
Fantastic. That's perfect. That's all I needed to know. You hear Kumachi call you a freak.
Tsuyoshi just sort of silently, preemptively positions himself in a cool landing pose.
Oh,
maybe he's right. All right. So you're gonna go ahead and give it a toss.
Yeah,
go
what
ahead and
should I roll?
Roll me athletics.
you're good at that. You're good at that.
A 19 in total.
Oh no, I forgot the music again. Oh no.
Yeah,
sorry, 19, 20, 20. You said 20 total?
19 total.
19 total? I mean, listen, you didn't play football, but you're American. How hard could it be? How hard could it be? Really, truly, how hard could it be? You kind of like take a couple steps back. You gotta like you grab the doll. You've got the position. You've seen this like your dad's really into like football. He's a big. I'm trying to remember sports teams. I'm trying to remember sports teams names. I can't remember for the life of me. It's fucked up. Fucked up. But
Just
like
say
you've
he's a
seen,
Chiefs fan.
He's a Chiefs fan. Yeah, sure. No, he's a 49er. He's a 49er fan. And like, I mean, every weekend he had this on the big screen out in the living room. And as much as whether or not you tried to avoid it or not, you saw a ton of it. So you lean back, you got the doll, you got the prep position, you take a couple steps back, and with a running start, you kind of a couple steps forward and woof, and that thing fucking sails. That thing fucking sails right up and over, and like Tsuyoshi, you're hearing kind of like a whistling sound, like it sounds like there's a lot of air rushing around the doll, and all of a sudden there's a big thunk, and Connie, you see that thing just fucking sink right dead center in the middle of the room. Tsuyoshi, yes. you hear a thump as like the thing comes to a halt, and you no longer hear the wind.
All right,
like Tsuyoshi,
Connie starts to whoop really loudly and then stops herself.
But you're like, oh man, that's a rush. I get it now. I get it.
I understand football.
Sports.
Okay.
Sports. This is what sports are.
Did the doll take more than 3 points of damage?
I'm gonna say no, because it didn't actually like do any falling. It was up. Like it went up. So like there's like it didn't really smack anything. It just kind of fell to the roof. So I'm gonna say maybe like a single point of damage.
Okay. Then Tsushi's just gonna manually pop right out.
So you pop out. You
can a cool landing pose.
Yes, it's a very cool landing pose. Unfortunately, you're deep enough into the roof where Connie does not see this at all. You kind of like look up and around, and like as you pop up out of your landing pose, Connie, you do see him pop his head up, and he's like, "What? What's going on?"
I'm gonna wave my arms.
Just give a double thumbs up.
Incredible! You guys did it.
This is what, 30 feet away? 30
35 with the diagonal.
Okay, is there like a wall next to Connie or something?
It's mostly like an empty roof. I mean, there's like AC units and stuff like that.
Okay, I just want to pick like a surface next to Connie where I can just
catch.
Like. No, I'm gonna cast minor illusion to just like write something on the wall.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Be like, okay. I'm gonna let down the fire escape or something. I don't know. Is there like a
so across the wall you see I'm gonna let down the fire escape or something. I don't know.
Good job, Tsuyoshi.
Connie holds up a big thumbs up.
I will do that then. But I will be sneaky.
Okay, so you go look around and you see the fire escape, and like you see this fire escape, and it's like still like, I mean, this is a nice building. It's still pretty like well in shape. It's not like rusted out or like it's not like shitty looking or anything, but it is metal, and it is kind of like bolted to the side of the thing, and it's not meant to be traversed easily or silently. There is the bottom of it is up, but it is at the bottom. You would have to go down 3 flights of stairs in order to be able to release the fire escape. Now you could do that. That's perfectly fine. They are everyone is like inside, and technically only the 3rd and the 2nd floors have people in them, as far as you're aware. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to head down and try to like sneak your way down? Or is there anything else you would like to do to try to like in an effort to try to let that down?
I guess I could let the ladder down, but I could also just let some rope down. And maybe that's quieter.
Wait, how many feet of rope do you have?
Okay, so the meteor hammer is generally at least 10 feet. But I think I would keep like a couple of spare ropes, maybe. I don't know how much you.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, make me a flat intelligence check to say if you have like this, to see if you have spares prepared.
The foresight.
Yeah, the foresight.
That's a natural 20.
You have you've got like 4 spares, man. You keep that shit on you. You've got 40 feet of rope.
40 feet of rope. 40 feet of rope. 40 feet of rope. No,
he has so much rope. He's got
So
so
much
much
rope.
rope.
Where was he keeping it?
Okay, so while you're
in the
going ahead,
doll.
while you're letting down, while you're kind of like tying like your spare meteor hammer strings together, and like kind of like lowering like the thin but strong rope down the side of the building, we're gonna go ahead and cut back to whatever. I'm not listen. That's not gonna fucking factor into my decisions when it comes to like fucking like rolling for it. It's rope. Rope is rope. Whatever. We're going to go ahead and cut back to Ayumu with Saburo and Motoshige. So, yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly where we were at the beginning of this. There's
I rolled a nat 20 on my deception.
Rolled a nat 20 on your deception for the doll, hiding the doll, the existence of the doll, right?
No, I'm lying to you. I got a 10. I thought you remembered.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I completely forgot about that. She was like. Listen. I would have I remember there being a nat 20, but I can't remember exactly what happened. And I'm like, oh wait, that was the investigation roll. Never mind. Anyways, so you rolled a 10. He rolled more than a 10. He rolled quite a bit more than a 10. He sort of like looks at you. Ayumu, I'm going to be very honest with you, and I want you to be very honest with me back. I don't appreciate being lied to. I can tolerate a lot from my men, from my organization, from my associates. I don't care for dishonesty. I like having information. I like making sure that's accurate information. Thank you for that. Thank you for the sub, Eddie. And after he says thank you for the sub, Eddie.
Wow, that's so weird.
So sorry, I've got a tick. I've got a little bit of a tick.
There's a delivery boy named Eddie in the.
Thank you for this. And he just hands you a sub sandwich.
Listen. Crazy what you can find these days if you know where to look. Have you guys heard of this Subway? Apparently you've got to eat fresh, and if you do, you can lose like a ton of pant sizes. They got this spokesperson and everything. He seems like a real stand-up guy.
Don't say it.
I'm so sorry. Anyways, I appreciate accurate information. I don't appreciate having to go around doubting everything that my people tell me. I verify, but I prefer not to have to deal with that. So I'm going to be honest with you, and I want you to be honest with me. My biggest concern with the doll isn't necessarily that we possess it, it's that Shinrikyo doesn't possess it. Now I'm going to ask you, do you know where the doll is? And if so, where is it?
So can I roll to see if I believe we don't care about the doll as long as it's not with
Roll me an insight. Roll me an insight.
Oh, that's a 6.
No.
You can't. You're not getting anything off of him.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much that you can like. He seems serious. That's about all you could like. Whether or not he's serious, and the fact that he's going to do something bad if you do not tell him, or if he like does have good intentions or bad intentions for the doll, you can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
He is serious. He is reaching. This is like the most serious and like least flippant he's been the whole meeting.
And he will kind of note that. And he will say, doll was in the room when I left, when I was there. It was not taken. Where it is now, I cannot say. Not because I don't want to, but because I do not know. And that is 100% true. I don't know where that thing is.
Yeah.
You hear like there's like a small thump. There's like a small thump in the room. Like weird. Fucking birds must be getting crazy.
Yeah, weird. These Japanese city possums.
All these Japanese, these swallows apparently can carry a ton of shit with them. But only, incredible.
Must have been a tanuki.
Incredible. Oh, it was a gift sub from Barry. I'm sorry. Thank you for the sub, Barry. I didn't read.
I
I
thought you
didn't
were
read that.
snubbing me on purpose.
No, I didn't read that notification correctly. That's my bad. Whoopsie.
I'm taking care of our girlfriend.
That's fair. That's fair.
Liger and I know a thing or two about that, don't we?
God damn it.
Huh?
Haley.
Oh. Oh, right.
Yeah, okay. Anyways. And so like I said, you're being completely honest. You don't know where that doll is. Thump.
And it was there when I got there.
Yeah, it was there when you got
No
it.
comrade, our girlfriend.
I understand that you want to protect associate, civilian, friend. I don't know. Maybe your customer. I can respect that. I don't intend on pursuing this anymore. Obviously, someone in my line of work, in possession of a wish-granting doll, obviously, we see the upside from that. Right? We're not naive here. We know how this thing works. We have an understanding of how this goes. I'm willing to content myself with the knowledge that it is not in the hands of our enemies. Unless you happen to have information to the contrary.
No, sir.
Understand. Well, if that's the case, then I have to thank you. What you've delivered to me is very fine information, helps elucidate a few things that we had questions about. Now, what exactly did you want in return for this information? Never let it be said that I would take without. I would participate in an inequitable trade.
It's more than I'm worried about what Anshan can do if something of that immense power was to get into their hands, and how they would even know where to find something like that.
Well, it's not like it was exactly staying hidden. I mean, most anyone with any sort of ability to be able to detect, disturbances within the ley lines of the city was able to tell that there was a ferocious power, terrible, like dark feeling coming from your university.
Oh, my apologies, sir. I didn't mean to mislead you. I am not a student myself.
He says, like, I should have realized that. That's my fault. This is actually just me, like, not just in general being like, yeah, everyone's a student. Fuck it, whatever.
Nope.
Whoopsie, forgot about that. Forgot about Crime Boys.
Forgot about Spider George over here.
Forgot about Spiders George. You said that you wanted to know what they could do with it. Frankly, it's unpredictable. Hinagami range in strength. It's depending on the methods used to create a Hinagami. Things, some of them are more malicious. Some of them, very very minor bend. They don't so much as warp as so much as bend the fabric of reality. More powerful dolls, more powerful made through increasingly depraved and dark means, and then you start to get into trouble. The doll the doll in the club room in the university is very very powerful. I understand that Hinagami haven't been seen for many years. This one is powerful. This one is a big enough deal that even if we didn't necessarily know exactly what it was, we would have been fools to not pursue it. Shinrikyo is a doomsday cult. They're a millennialist. They believe that a time of crisis, of chaos, will come to Japan. Time of great turmoil and change, where the systems of old and the lands of old and the cities of old are destroyed and wiped clean. They mean to survive such an event. They mean to be the shepherds that guide this world into the future. Now, obviously, they're not exactly the most benevolent sorts. Everyone knows what happened 5 years ago. I'm not going to relitigate that. They're willing to kill whoever. They have no standards. We're not strangers to death. But I like to think that we exercise at least a little bit of restraint in our targets. As for exactly what they're looking to do, they've been hoarding and amassing various artifacts, various creatures, some small divinities where they can, hoarding them. When I'm not busy fighting off the old guard of Tokyo's underground crime, I'm doing my best to try to help out where I can, pick up a couple things. And if I happen to profit off of that, if I happen to, come into my own, be advantaged by my civic duty, well, I mean, that's just enlightened self-interest. Still, but as for what the two of us were doing there, that is essentially the long and short of it.
So, did this individual from Kaposhi, did they sense it, or was someone else able to sense it?
He was assigned. We have our own people who take care of this sort of thing, who are on alert, who notify us in case there's some sort of major disturbance. They're very well compensated for their time, you see. It's not everyone in this city who's sensitive like certain people.
I'm supposing by the fact that you've asked me if I know where it is, that you don't know where it is. Is there any way for the Kaposhi Syndicate to sense it?
It's a powerful artifact, but I mean, once a Hinagami is bonded to a host, its power. It's as if it's hiding, using its host. It uses it as a way of both securing, containing, and disguising its power.
So you believe?
I mean, unless a wish is actively being made, then there's nothing to be done about it.
And judging by the fact that you haven't been able to find it, would it be safe to say that it may have bonded with someone?
Go ahead and roll me a deception.
Oh no. Oh no.
Wild thing to choose to say.
7? I think it's an honest question, honestly. Like, I'm running from the angle that I don't know where it is. Maybe it bonded to someone. I don't know.
It's cute, kid. But like I said, it's not an outright lie, I suppose. But you're about 100 years too young to be fooling me.
I'm sorry. What was that?
It's a turn of phrase. Let's not be irrational here.
My apologies. With
Listen,
what I saw that night, I would not exactly be surprised.
I understand you're in a unique situation now. I understand that there's a lot of stuff happening to you that you may not necessarily understand one way or another. I'm here to tell you that not every fucking crime boss is a 1,000-year-old ghost or something, or some absurd bullshit like that. There are normal people.
Just normal, honest criminals.
Just normal, honest criminals.
Listen. I'm doing my best because I want to change. I'm doing what I'm doing because I want change in this world. It's been a long time, and these old bastards in the Igawa. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure that I'm saying this right, that I'm remembering this right. 2 seconds.
Inagawa clan.
The Inagawa. There was the Inagawa and what other clan? shit.
Oh, hold on.
The Sumiyoshi. Sumiyoshi.
Sumiyoshi.
Listen. Those old bastards in the Iwagawa and Sumiyoshi clans, they've been sitting on their asses, growing fat, splitting territory between themselves, content to just have a Cold War, split the prize. They lack ambition. All that power, all that wealth, and what are they doing with it? Nothing.
I'm familiar. I'm not sure how much you are aware of my father, but he was
I know your father quite well. I was in talks with him before he died.
Yes, sir. So I know very well that Kiposhi has its sights set well and high, or else my father would not have even considered. That much I'm clear of. I just wasn't quite sure if it was going to be a situation where it was, as you say, run by ghosts or demons or whatever, what have you.
No, I mean, listen, if we're going to be completely honest with each other, I got a couple of Oni in my employ who, they're good boys. They maybe a little bit slower than some of the other people around here. Don't worry about it. It's not important. They're good. They're loyal. They're eager for opportunities, and I'm here to give that to them. And as he says that, we're going to go ahead and cut up back to the roof.
Woo!
So you tie off the thing. Connie, I'm assuming you're
that
kind
was
of
an incredible throw, Connie.
Yeah, Connie, I'm assuming you're kind of going around and going up the side of the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that, like, Tsuyoshi, I'm assuming you tied the rope in such a way that it misses the windows.
Yeah.
God, I hope so.
I'm going to assume that you wouldn't do that. I'm going to assume that you are that competent.
Yeah, I am still a rogue.
Yep. Okay, so go ahead and, like, as you're climbing up, I'm not going to require an athletics check to climb this up because, like I said, you've got the strength. You're already proficient in athletics. You've got a rope available to you. This shouldn't be too hard from that perspective. I want you to roll me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay.
Me or Connie?
Me?
Connie. I want Connie to roll a stealth check with advantage.
I am climbing up a building.
Right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
18
total.
18 total, right?
Yes.
So you go ahead and climb up the side of the building, and you sort of like meet up at the top.
I put my hand up for a high five.
It's accepted very fast.
Woo!
Maybe
Extremely
too fast.
good high five.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by what? What do you mean by what?
What does maybe too fast mean?
He's been waiting for someone to give him a high five for a long time.
Yeah,
Just
it's
because
fine.
it's true doesn't mean you get to say it.
All right, so you guys are up on the roof. There's a small door that like leads down to like clearly like a staircase. There's a couple AC units on the roof here, same as like similar to over there. No skylights or anything that you can tell.
I suppose we have to solve a puzzle to open this door.
Yeah, the puzzle is put your lockpick in it.
Well, I'm gonna check if it's open for it.
Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? No, it's just locked. If they rolled if they rolled like a nat like 5 like a 5 or below, like yeah, they just left that shit unlocked. It's a roof.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sleight of hand check.
Yep.
Gotta honor the cock.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dirty 20.
So you go ahead and put your thieves' tools in there. You're working the lock. You're really getting in there. You've got a good feeling about this. You're kind of hitting that flow state a little bit. And just as you finish up, the door opens up, and there's two men who are standing on either side of the door. Two men flanking either side of the door, staring down at you. It's just so. Care to explain what you're doing up on our roof? They rolled a 19 for perception.
Mate.
I'm so sorry.
Connie in English is going to say, "Hi, we're really lost."
I am performing maintenance on the roof, and this girl climbed up here.
lost. Where am I?
Guys, I think she's really lost.
I want you guys to roll three deception checks and tell me what the lowest of all of those is.
Oh my gosh!
You're rolling double disadvantage. Fuck you.
Maybe I should have told him to stay.
Nine.
Okay, 9.
Also 9. Wait, actually, deception. No, it's still 9.
One of them who's like they're both like wearing suits. Like they got the open thing. They can see they just got like you can see like tattoos starting to poke through a little bit. One of them's wearing like a darker like sort of like burgundy suit. The other one's like wearing like a navy. It's like very standard sort of like they're a little they're like a little flashy or whatever. Like the suit's cut in like a very kind of flashy style. And it's like very like sort of like not tacky material, but it's like it's showy, it's flashy, it's a little kidski.
Mm-hmm.
And the red one is just like, well, I don't know if we had anything fucking scheduled today. Like, do you want to go check down at the fucking see if the boys had let anyone up? And then the blue one just like the guy in blue just kind of like fucking like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, are these the Oni?
Oh!
I'm about to say, go ahead and roll an Arcana check real quick.
I mean,
Should
I
well?
know.
Both of you roll an Arcana check real quick.
It's a 21.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 21.
I'm not gonna beat that. 4.
Connie, I mean, these guys just seem like dipshits a little. Like the red one seems like a little bit of a dipshit. Liger, or sorry, Tsuyoshi, you see like there's like a haze around these guys. There's like there's like something that's just like you're squinting and like they're more and more indistinct, and eventually you snap through and you see that they're actually they're like a solid 6 or 7 inches taller than they already seemed, and they were like 6 foot before. These guys are huge. And one of them, the one in the red has like ruddy, really not like super bright red, but it's like the sort of like the color of like blood that's begun to dry, but it hasn't quite hit that brownish stage yet. And the other one is like a very sort of deep sort of blue. It's not quite to the point where it's almost black, but it's it's dark.
Burgundy and a navy, huh?
Now, you got something to say about our fucking suits, kid?
I like the cut of them. I think it's quite fashionable. I know something about suits myself.
Roll a persuasion check. Just for fun, roll me a persuasion check.
17.
The first fucking the blue one kind of taps the other one on the shoulder. This is the first fucking smart thing this kid said all day. Goddamn. I mean, I'm still gonna have to fucking bust you. I'm not gonna fucking let you go over that. But I mean, it's nice to know you got taste at least. I mean, I'm gonna feel a little bit worse about beating your ass, but now, we gonna have a fucking problem, or are you gonna come with us? I mean, we got a fucking problem, but we can do this the easy way or the fucking hard way.
I don't want to ruin this for Ayamu.
Did I pack smoke bombs?
I mean, do you usually have smoke bombs as part of your kit? Because you were going to a Yakuza meet. If you had those, I mean, there's I'm willing to say, if you would normally have them, or if that's part of your your quote unquote your combat loadout, I feel like you would probably have that prepared.
It's not in my official inventory, but it does sound like something Tsuyoshi would carry.
Do you have pocket sand with you right now?
I'm going to have to ask you to roll me an intelligence check, and you better pray that you're rolling high on that.
That's going to be a 19.
Oh.
Yeah, you pull it over your fucking pocket. You got a smoke bomb in there that you, like, you know, worked on in your spare time. Fuck it. I mean, like, shit. You got it. What are we fucking doing here? Where was this? Yes, where was this last session?
Well, it wasn't useful last session. We weren't trying to escape then. We were trying to.
You're trying to stay.
I'm just imagining like a situation where you just like pull out a smoke bomb in the middle of that interview room, like the fucking like lobby where all the interviewees were waiting, and you just like throw it down on the ground, and you're just like it clears, and you're just sitting in the chair. You're like, yes, that was so bizarre.
I like turn to Connie and I just mouth run, and then I throw the smoke bomb down and I run towards the fire escape. I'm sorry.
Oh my fucking god!
And
okay,
I'm just thinking to myself, I'm sorry, you.
How do I want to roll this? This is
Run inside.
I'm going to have to ask. Okay, so you guys were about like 3 feet away from like you guys were like right there. Connie, you were a little bit further back. Tsuyoshi, you were right there in front of these guys. I'm gonna need you to roll me an initiative check real quick.
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Not, this isn't for combat yet, potentially.
Wait, me too?
Yes, both of you. Just to determine the speed.
It's an 11.
Okay.
Initiative. Oh no. 8.
They roll. Okay. You guys. The smoke bomb hits and you guys dart back. I'm going to need both of you to roll stealth checks now.
Oh great! Oh great!
They rolled a 6 and a 7. I'm very disappointed by these guys. They should be better than this.
This is
stealth. I got a
They
17.
will be fired.
I also got a 17.
Woo!
Okay, so both of you got a 17 stealth?
Wait, these guys are really dumb. Could I just hide somewhere and pretend like I left them?
You could just run inside.
You know, Liger, it's really inspiring. You know, it's genuinely like you have hopped your way out of the fire into another fire. Like it's like you're like finally I'm safe, but and then like
I just don't want to abandon Ayumu. Okay, all right.
You have escalated at every step of the way on this, and you're like, okay, we're clear, we should be okay, but what if instead of getting out free and clear, what if I escalated?
See, Liger, if I can remind you, they are looking for the thing you have.
Oh, it's in my backpack.
I don't care where it is. You have it.
I think I'll. You know what? It's sometimes you gotta recognize when it's over, and I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run for the fires.
Okay, so I'm assuming both Connie and Tsuyoshi are dashing towards the fire escape. Or like the rope. Are you going for the rope or are you going for the fire escape? Fire escape is going to be louder, and
the rope,
like,
yeah.
It's not going to be as quick, but going down the rope fast is 4 stories. You have no real climbing equipment other than the rope. There will be a check involved in that.
I'm debating whether or not Connie would just jump off.
She's got magic powers.
I mean, yeah, if you want. Falling damage is bludgeoning damage, and you take half damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing whenever you're raging. So.
And then I jump and you catch me.
Yeah, but then they would very much know that the champion of Edo was here.
Yeah, it's also very hard. It's very hard to stealthily do and I will also say that it's very hard to do a stealthy magic rope transformation sequence. in midair.
Yeah, you gotta yell.
In front of the windows of the Yakuza office.
Yeah.
But it will get you there the quickest. There is nothing that is in this. There is nothing in this game that will get you down there quicker than gravity.
40 feet is 4d10 of damage, right?
40 feet is
46.
46.
46.
And that would be
very
half.
doable.
Yeah,
And that would be half.
Connie's just gonna jump.
Okay, so you're jumping and then raging and then transforming in the middle of
transformation. She's
no,
just jumping.
You're gonna take that raw.
You might die, Barry.
Okay, so as you're jumping down,
you could at least try the rope.
Okay, no. So
there's no downside to trying the rope.
Well,
426 is 24. If Dettet rolls max damage, I'm still fine.
For a certain definition of fine.
You assume that nothing's gonna chase you.
Yeah, like you're not taking any hits after that. Okay, so
I'm fine.
So you jump off the side of this building, just straight up jump off. And like meanwhile you're hearing the guys in the background like Betty Mara, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what are they, fucking ninjas? What the fuck is happening? Sosuke's like, fucking calm down, you idiot! God damn it, get after him! And you jump off the side of the building, and Komachi's like, great! This is a great job, kid! This is a great idea! Now just transform! And then you guys are falling more. Now! A little bit further. Kid! And then you hit the ground, and then you hit the ground, and you take 2, 6. You take 9 damage. You take 9 bludgeoning damage. You actually
9?
Yeah, I listen. 2, 1, 4. 2, 2, 1, and 4.
I take it back, Barry. Good read.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen. I didn't know you can predict the dice, but I mean, 16. Shit. Okay, Tsuyoshi, what do you do? Like Connie is down. Connie's down there, and if you wanted to jump, she could potentially catch you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my arms out wide to catch it.
I guess I choke.
Oh, all right. Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me. Tsuyoshi, you roll me acrobatics. Connie, you roll me athletics.
All right.
This is some stupid fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
It's a 15.
Okay, Connie, would you?
It's a natural
20. Nice.
How the fuck do I want to? How the fuck does a nat 20? What happens to the nat 20 in this situation?
I catch him and I do a spin.
Yeah, you do it's like when Valor they spin. We have truly gotten up into some Jesse and James bullshit.
You really have. It's impressive.
I'm gonna say with a nat 20, you like Tsuyoshi, you kind of position yourself. You make the jump really well. You're kind of trying to like you got one hand on the wall, trying to like kind of curb your momentum, trying to like not slow. I mean, slow yourself down is a relative term when you're falling straight down. But it's like you're trying to like position yourself and give yourself like the least amount of potential like damage and like make it easier on Connie. Connie, you just fucking snatched this dude out of the air, and you are fucking booking it. You are sprinting. Your legs are like fucking blur, like practically a blur as you're dashing off down here. And meanwhile, Tsuyoshi is just in your arms in a princess carry. Just like clinging to your neck. You are fucking out of there. You are gone. The smoke has cleared. There, you are not up there, and you can already hear the Oni arguing with each other as like this happens.
At this point, Tsuyoshi is convinced he didn't need to go inside the door.
Yeah, I must say you.
Yeah, I could have just thrown you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is the benefits of regularly working out.
You'll have to show me.
As you guys kind of sprint, As you guys kind of sprint back into
It's a shame about Ayumu, but we'll have to leave.
The Kabuki, as you guys sprint back into the Kabukicho district, like listen, you guys are fucking booking it, and like you catch like a bunch of people's attention as your guys are kind of like dashing down the street. Like Connie, you're kind of running off of adrenaline at this point. You are like you're like I gotta keep going for a while.
Yeah, I think one of my calf bones is broken.
Whoa!
No.
You rolled a nat 20. You ain't broke shit.
You don't got bones anymore.
Good job.
Yeah, you got bones. You got fucking titanium in there. God damn.
Mhm.
Yeah, you took
I have
9
like a shin
damage.
splint.
Yeah, you took
I
9
have like a
damage.
shin splint.
Yeah, like you're like you took it and like you're like but no, you're fine.
After 2 blocks, I'll be like, Connie, you could put me down now. Are you
as
okay?
no, as like about 2 or 3 streets into like a Kabukicho district, you guys actually hear like a bunch of like a group, like a drunk group of guys are like, oh, that guy! What? Whoa! You guys are fucking.
Huh?
And they're like, hey, you go get it, girl. Fucking hotel's that way.
Ah, gross!
Oh no!
God, that guy's fucking crazy. Look at it. Look at how the fuck.
You know, he's getting white girls.
Extremely
Damn,
buff.
those
A
Americans,
16-year-old
those
white girl.
Americans, they fucking raised them crazy over there. God damn.
It's all the hamburgers.
And as Connie dashes into the sunset, with Liger with Suzuyoshi in her arms, we're gonna go ahead and cut back to a Yumu, with Saburo and Motoshige. It's like, yeah. Anyway, I mean, like I said, we got some Oni in our organization. Like, I mean, they're kind of dipshits, but like they're all right. Listen, we were talking we were talking about the doll, right? Like we were talking about like oh no we were talking about like yeah, listen, it's a turn of phrase. I'm not some like 1,000-year-old ghost or something. Like fucking come on. Sometimes people are normal.
Sometimes they're normal. Sometimes they
Sometimes-
jump off buildings and grab people out of the air.
I wouldn't call Connie normal even before she became the guardian.
That's what I'm
To be
saying.
honest.
Listen.
Anyways, listen. All I'm saying is like, God, where the fuck were we going with this conversation? I'm like, I like cutting back and forth between. I like cutting back and forth between people like this. I think it's fun, but I'm like, I've also got to be like, I need to like make sure that I'm keeping in mind exactly where we were in that other conversation.
Well,
No, that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it.
Yeah. Listen.
The last thing I had asked was whether it can be sensed if it has a host. And he said that's what he said. You got to be 100 years older to pull one off on me like that.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not gonna hurt you. Frankly, whatever. I don't know why. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who is bonded with the doll. All I know is that you're protected for some reason. And whatever your reasons are, that's fine. I'm not out here. As long as it's not in the fucking cult's hand, that's good enough for me. I don't fucking care about it beyond that. It would have been nice, but fuck it. That's life. Sometimes you have setbacks. That's fine. I got other stuff. I got other irons in the fire. This is not my end all be all. Besides, I mean that's how you get the government. That's how you get the fucking tax man on your ass, and you don't want to fuck with the tax man. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. He kind of like stands up and like stretches a little bit. He like cracks his neck. All right. Just before, I don't know how much more we got here, but I do have a question for you. I got something I want to ask of you.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm impressed by your moxie and I'm impressed by your initiative, but I do want one more thing from you. Stand on up.
He stands up.
I want you to hit me. I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Ooh.
He's gonna pause for a moment, but then he will nod. Like, he kind of gets the vibe that this guy would just be the kind of guy that'd be like, just come on, hit me. I want to see what we can do. And he's gonna reel back and hit him as hard as he can.
Okay. Would you like to use flurry of blows or like whatever, or like burn a key point for your flurry of blows?
I will say that he's not intending to do that, but I can say that that's a thing that happens because it's the first time he's like fought since that happened.
So this would be like your first time like fighting since then. Say that it was like as you were going to like punch as hard as you can, like you felt that sort of like that energy inside of you like kind of build up in your fist and arms and just kind of release itself in such a way where one punch becomes two, becomes three, becomes four.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And
okay.
It's just going off before he can even really react to what's happening.
Go ahead and roll me your attacks. Oof. It would be four attacks total. The bonus action, it would be 3 attacks because it's a regular attack, like main hand attack, and then your bonus action would be used as the key with the key point to do 2 flurry, like a double flurry of blows, which is 2 attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll me attacks for both of those. For all 3 of those.
Well, I will say flurry of blows. Normally, it's like the first attack and then the second attack. That's when I'm not doing flurry of blows. So, do I need to roll in addition to that?
Each of those is going to be its own separate attack.
I see. Okay.
Flurry of blows is 3 attacks.
Well, first one is going to be, let's see, Dex mod plus proficiency. It's not great. It's an 8.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll me the other 2 real quick.
Question. Because I've got the knuckles, does that mean it subtracts anything from that? I've got here second attack is Dex mod plus proficiency minus 1.
I don't think this man was like hit me as hard as you can. If you interpret that as like I'm going to put a weapon on my fist to punch this guy.
No, you're right.
Like if you want to, that's an option because he said hard as you can.
No, I won't do that. I'm not. Okay. You're right.
Okay.
Okay, so second attack is. Oh, come on.
Would the fact that he is very much trying
11.
to be hit give Ayumu
11.
advantage?
Okay. The third attack.
Like I am literally just flashing back to earlier when that guy said this guy's gonna give the impression you could fuck him.
Oh, you're so right. Well, Mutsushigi did not say stop. 4.
You try not to.
17.
17. Okay. I want you to roll me damage for the 17.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also going to want you to roll me damage for the first 2 as well. Let me know what the 17 is first, though.
Okay. Oh wait, how do I roll here? Oh, I see. And that's a D4 because it's unarmed.
Yep. Actually, I think it's like a D6 because you're a monk. I think you have a martial arts die 1d6.
Okay.
I believe. Let me check. Let me check really quick, just to verify. Oh. 5e. No, your martial arts die is a 1d4 at this point. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, the first one was a 4.
Okay.
For that 17.
Okay, gotcha. So max damage on that. Go ahead and roll me the damage on the other 2.
Okay. Also, do I need to add anything to
that? You would add your dexterity modifier.
Okay, so that first one was a 4 plus 3 is 7.
Okay, so 7 on the first one. You treat your unarmed attack as a finesse weapon.
Okay, gotcha.
Or unless your strength is higher, in which case, like you would just treat it as like a normal strength. Like you can do a strength.
Second one is a 2, so that becomes a 5 with my Dex mod.
2 becomes a 5.
Next one is 3, which becomes a 6.
3 becomes a 6. Okay, that's all I need. So you go ahead, you reel back, and you go to punch this guy, and like you feel this energy that you felt quoted inside of yourself ever since like that day in the university, and it's finally it's recognizing that you're about to fight. It's natural. It feels as easy as breathing to have it like, and it flows inside of you. It flows through you. It flows through your arms, and like. Suddenly you attack, you punch once, and you feel your arm just be like stopped cold by one of his hands. He just open palm like stops one of your blows, and then you don't know where it comes from, but like you were just intending one blow, but as you feel your fist stop, you instinctively move forward and flow and go for the second punch. You go in for the uppercut after that block, and you see the other hand comes down and blocks that one. And you, having once again felt that like that block, instinctively move forward and go to like swing around with your other arm, like take that stop and use that stoppage almost as like a lever to like push off of him, and then you slug him across the face as hard as you've ever hit anything in your life.
Uh-huh.
And his face, his face goes like all the way over. He is sitting here like he's just taken a massive blow to the face, but he does not fall. His head does not appear to be particularly you know that if you had hit some dude with that punch, he would have practically gone flying.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can feel it. But this dude, he is just sitting there and he looks down at you as you have your fist planted in his face and is like, "That's not bad. That's not bad at all. You got a fucking arm on you, kid."
That's never happened before.
And listen, I know a lot of people. I got a lot of people in my organization who do the kind of things that you're learning how to do. This is something. What you're feeling right now, that's a power that's a human's power. That's what lets us stand on equal footing with the kind of things that go bump in the night around here. Now, I'm gonna offer you something here. You've impressed me. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen often. Listen, I like to see the best in people. But I think you got an opportunity. I think you got a good head on your shoulders, and I think you got a hell of an arm. How about you join up with me?
As a Kaposhi Syndicate member?
Yeah, why not? I mean, yeah, if you want to like work, I mean, like, listen, if you want to work name family, we can do that. If you want to work under, I know Motoshige and your old man would tight. I mean, if you want to work under him, I mean, we can make something happen. I know, like, you work over at Earth Angel, right?
Yes, sir.
No, I mean, technically, you're already working for me, but I mean, hey, listen, I'm talking about real shit here. You're working with that small time group of drug runners. I mean, that shit's small time. I know that kid. I keep things on my radar, right? I like to stay informed about what's happening in the city. Those guys. That guy, he's biting off more than you should. Eventually, one of these days, he's going to piss off the wrong sort of people, and things are going to go bad for him. And that might mean things go bad for you. But me, kid, I'm going to rule this city by the time this. I'm going to be in charge of this city by the time this year's out. And I keep looking after my people. Now, if you want to figure something out, we can show you exactly what you're doing. We can help you figure out stuff that you're doing and give you a little bit of help along the way. Let's say. And if you don't want to, I mean, hey, listen, that's your life. I'm not about taking choices away from people.
Forgive me, sir. It's not that I don't want to. It's just
that's a big decision.
With my situation, and he's gonna like look like glance over at Mutoshige. Would others think less of that?
I mean, they might. Shit, you kid. I don't. Like I said, I ain't about making choices for other people. Some of my boys, they ain't maybe as welcome as I am, but I mean, we run a big organization here. But I tell you one thing: the one thing anyone here, any of these chuckle fucks here, respect more than me, is strength. If you're strong, and I know you are, just like he like points to his cheek, and like you can see like there's a little bit of a red mark where like you hit him. I fucking know you're strong. And yeah, you're probably gonna run into some shit here and there, but it's gonna be it. listen, you fucking blow those, you blow them out. Shit, they're gonna be too busy fucking running scared from you to be able to talk shit.
I wouldn't say no to that.
I'll tell you what, you think about it for a day or two. This is a big decision. This is commitment. Like I said, I'm loyal to my people, but I expect my people to be loyal to me.
Yes, sir. And please don't take this hesitation as
I
not being grateful. It's just that I've never even considered something like this.
Don't worry about it, kid. Like I said, like I've said before. Way I see it, if you had jumped at the opportunity, you got get up, you got go. You got passion, you got drive. You see an opportunity, you take it. There's value in that. You taking a day or two to consider, weigh things over, make sure you know you're doing the right thing on this. Shows me you know what it shows me you're cautious. Shows me you're not one to leap without looking. And that's valuable too. I got a big organization here, and it takes all types. But like I said, you know Motoshige. Let him know when you've made your decision.
Yes, sir. I won't keep you waiting for more than a few days. And he will bow and he will say, I am truly grateful for this opportunity.
Listen, like I said, I'm always on the lookout for new talent. You take care.
Thank
And
you,
he kind of
sir.
like, he kind of like waves you off. It's just like, yeah, well, get out of here, get out of here. And he goes back to his desk and he sits down. He's just like, what the fuck was I in the middle of? God damn it, I fucking forgot. And then like, and then Motoshige kind of like leads you out of there and like he leads you downstairs. And there's like a little bit of a ruckus. Like there's some guys like coming down from upstairs, going like, "Yeah, they got fucking ninjas upstairs. What the hell? Ninjas on the goddamn roof? What the fuck?" And like
I'm not paying any attention to that.
like Motoshige is kind of like looking, like he hears that, he like looks down at you. He's like, "You wouldn't happen to have anything to do with this, would you?"
And he looks up and he's like, do with what? Like, he absolutely was not listening. He's just thinking about this.
I almost certainly would not even know that was in any way related.
Yeah, to be fair.
What? You're like, what? Fucking what? What are you talking about? Ninja? What the hell? And he's just like, you know what?
That guy's room.
You know what?
Grabs
Fuck
his
it.
face,
I'm
goes
out.
like, shit.
He's like, God damn it, that fucking hurt.
That was a pretty hard punch.
And so yeah, you guys. So Motoshiki's just like, fuck it. I'm not. It's been a long day. I'm not doing this shit. I'm gonna let these dipshits fuck it. I'm gonna let these chucklefucks figure that out. And then, like he's like halfway down like you guys are like halfway down the stairs, like you're like going from like the second floor back down to the first floor. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm fucking going back up there and deal with it. God damn it, son of a bitch. My fucking name.
Toshige, thank you genuinely. I greatly appreciate it. And he is not making eye contact when he says that. He looks a little bit embarrassed about like maybe the tantrum he threw earlier.
Listen, your father. Listen, I understand the situation. Me and your father, we were there to do ourselves. We were street punks. We were fucking bouncing left and right. No one fucking wanted us. We were out there getting in fights. We were getting into trouble. We were getting into whatever we could get to like take our minds off of shit. Whatever we could do to scrape by another day. I understand the situation. You like, there's like a moment where he like kind of stops for a second. He like takes a deep breath. But this isn't the kind of life that your father wanted for you. And things don't always work out the way people intend, especially us adults. We're all fucking shit. But
I know it wasn't what he intended, but to be fair, he also wouldn't have even thought it was possible.
that? That was. I said that was a guy. It was a hell of a guy, but he didn't. No. Anyways, this is it's gonna be a hard road that you're gonna be walking down. I know. Listen. Boss makes it sound how he wants to say it, but I've been in the shit. I know what it looks like to be a low ranking grunt in a fucking organization like this. It's gonna be dirty. It's gonna suck. You're gonna have to do things you don't necessarily want to do, and sometimes you're gonna be on the losing end of the fight. Obviously, listen. I understand that you know that. I understand that you've been out there. I understand that you know what it's like to take a punch. He sighs like, I don't. All I'm saying, still, if this is what you want, then I'll help you out. Make sure make sure people do right by you. At least that.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, get home. If you need me, if you got something you want to talk to me about, if you got an answer for the boss, go ahead and let Mama know. She knows, she has my number. I'll be along. Take care of yourself.
And I will bow and head back.
He gives you a nod, and then he walks back inside. He's like, "Fucking ninjas, what the fuck?"
Good job, guys. We didn't even need the signal.
And that scene, and that's where we're gonna call it for tonight.
No, hold on a second.
Oh, yeah.
I said I wasn't leaving this session without doing karaoke.
Oh yeah.
So you go back to Earth Angel.
No, I think what we do is that we're trying to avoid the. So we go to one of those places where you can rent a private karaoke, and we just stay in there until the heat comes down.
Now this is a lot of assumption.
Gosh.
This is a lot of assumption on the behalf of Connie. Connie, Tsuyoshi starts floating you like, no, we gotta do karaoke. We gotta fucking sing. We gotta whatever.
No, I present it as a way to hide out.
Okay. This is we rent a karaoke room. We hide out. We just sing some songs until like 2 or 3 in the morning. We're fucking clear.
Yes.
Couldn't we just go back to the bar?
They see us there. That place is associated with them, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm associated with it too.
It is a front business. It runs pretty legit normally. It's mostly used as if they need a discreet meeting place, like they want something that's still pretty clean, that's not going to be really traced back to criminal or intentions or criminal activity. So Earth Angel runs pretty clean, but it is owned by the Yakuza. It is owned by the Kaboshi Syndicate.
It is a I do want. What do you want to do, Connie?
Sure, your plan sounds good. I'm really tired.
Let's also get those woods looked at.
So Tsuyoshi, you guys kind of run a karaoke room. Tsuyoshi, you're singing the whole time. You are belting. You are out here. You busting out your favorite anime OPs. You're going crazy with it. You're busting. Meanwhile, slumped over the corner, Connie is passed the fuck out. She is somehow managing to sleep through your caterwauling. You are she is dead to the world. And then we're gonna call
Kumashi is laying on top of her head.
Heck yeah.
Like a muffler.
I do want to sew up. And can I sew up Kumachi?
I mean, hey, if you want,
Aww.
yeah, you can.
You can offer.
You break out the sewing kit, and Kumachi looks up at you
like a regular teddy bear?
Are you fucking dumb, kid? I'm made of magical energy. That's a disguise. That's a glamour.
You don't have to be rude about it. It's
Mr.
the Delta
Bruce.
Talon
It hurts.
strike.
It hurts a little bit. It hurts a little bit to breathe. I'm gonna be fucking. Let me have this.
Buddy, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It's okay, kid. I knew that I was taking a risk whenever this. It's fine. It's fine.
Connie's gonna start hugging him a little bit too tight.
Ah, fucking goddamn, let go. God,
I'm
just
so
little.
sorry.
Oh fuck, man.
All right, can I roll a medicine check on Connie?
She listen. She took like a little bit of a fall. Like her legs are a little bit sore, but she can sleep it off.
I have a
Okay,
shin
so
splint. I'm fine.
So she's
Hell-
also very tired.
Hell, actually, I mean,
Probably
you guys are technically taking a short rest with like, well, Connie's taking a short rest kind of here. So like, yeah, she wakes up. She's like, no, I feel better. I feel a lot better.
okay.
Right.
She probably
All right.
also passes out at some point.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I said, she like the second you guys get in, she's kind of dead to the world. Like before the first song starts, even. This is like I want you to know on the cameras this looks very suspicious because like all of a sudden like you brought in a girl who's like very clearly tired and then like she falls asleep and like you're getting watched on the cameras and you're just singing a bunch and she's just passed the fuck out. You're like, this is okay, so maybe this isn't what we thought it was.
Maybe he's just kind of a freak.
Anyways, and
True.
and that's where we're gonna call the session. I'm putting my foot down. That's it.
Yay.
We're done.
Oh God.
Good session, everyone. I
Great
can't believe it
session.
happened again. I can't believe it happened again.
What do you mean? It was
Listen.
great on my end.
Listen.
Defeat from the jaws of victory.
We were
You just-
so
We
close.
did great.
You rolled a nat 20 to investigation, and you're like, actually, let's just get in there.
What were we supposed to do from the room?
What?
Yeah, you were supposed to watch, and then if something in the
Watch the blinds?
no, because like you
Well,
could.
no.
Okay, so maybe I don't know if maybe it was like my explanation because like my what I was trying to explain to you guys was like if you as you guys are kind of like watching like you can't quite see directly into the room itself like where Ayumu is. But you can tell that, like, if something were to happen where, like, something gets agitated or something goes, like, wrong, that you would be able to see if, like, the guys in the other room were, like, started to, like, take notice of, like, it start to, like, move over to, like, help or, like, figure out what's going on or something like that.
No, don't worry. That was obvious.
Oh,
No,
okay.
yeah, but like, what were we supposed to do at that point? We were cross.
You were supposed to watch
in
out,
time.
and then, like, you...
And
well,
then
you-
what?
Yeah, and then
And
if
then
something
what?
went,
Something
and then
about it.
and then if something bad happened, then you could go in and like just fucking go loud.
Yeah, that would take 30 turns of combat just to get off the we were on.
You had 40 feet
Let
of
me-
rope. You could have
it's very
made it. You could
simple.
have made a zip line into
It's-
the fucking window.
Never let
It's
the
more
haters
fun to
bring
do
you down
something.
like
Liger, never let the haters bring you down. Listen. I'm talking a lot of shit. I really love Liger swinging big. It's a lot of fun.
I know it's fun.
I have been thinking about a way to manufacture a fastball special with my doll powers.
I'm glad
a
you got
while.
it.
This isn't even about like the strategic implications or whatever. You just wanted to do the fastball. That's all this was.
Mhm.
I tried to do it last session.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. God damn it. All right.
Oh.
All right. Thank
Oh,
you.
Can you believe, Connie, that neither of us were supposed to be here today?
You
All
guys
right.
made
You're
the set.
welcome.
As we wrap up the session, Liger, go ahead and let the people know where they can find you.
I don't deserve it.
Shut up.
After all
Fucking,
that, yes, you
fucking
do.
say it.
Don't be a coward.
Twitch.tv/Limitless Liger or Unlimited Liger on Twitter and Discord and Limitless Liger on Blue Sky. I
Right.
stream sometimes.
Wow. Crazy.
I stream sometimes. I've been streaming a couple of games. It's fun. We're gonna play Deltarune soon.
I want a tertiary adventure with Michi that's just as functional as this one. Oh, don't worry. I'm like You guys are gonna get fucking find out some fucking shenanigans. I'm gonna plan some shit around that. Ray, where can the people find you?
They can find me at Ricochet_Ray at Twitch. I think I'm Ricochet Ray on Blue Sky. I don't think I needed to add anything special.
Yeah.
I will also be playing Deltarune soon, in fact, tomorrow. And I have something
Congratulations.
that Liger doesn't have, which is titties. So come check me out.
I mean, shit, she's right. What are we gonna say? That
Just wait
there
until
there is
my
an
artist on this.
there's
I mean, go for it, man.
there's absolutely a titty differential on this one. Barry, would you like to dox yourself?
Myself. Yeah, I'm Barry. You can find me at 522 Washington Avenue.
This is too close. This is too close to like a real address. We gotta calm this down here real quick. All right,
69 Cool Street.
Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit. That's a little bit better.
I'm at
420 Big Dick Avenue.
Big Dick is back in town.
Titties Avenue.
Oh.
No, I'm at I guess I'm Yumberry on Blue Sky. I'm not used to saying that. Yumberry with an IE at the end.
Yay!
Doing to be Twitch
There's
streamer
nothing on
Young
there.
Mary.
Incredible.
I don't Twitch stream yet,
God.
but I talk to these
Soon.
people, so it'll happen someday.
Incredible. Okay, so as for what's upcoming, obviously you can find me on Struggle 2. Fuck you for like, why would I even say that? If you're hearing this, you know that. I'm a fucking idiot. Whatever. Am I hearing your Discord voices? Is that just me? Oh my god! I just realized that I didn't have streamer mode on for some reason. God damn it! Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!
That's why I have myself in invisible, like in Do Not Disturb always.
It always turns on whenever I open OBS. Maybe it's just like a new change or something, because I know Eddie had that problem. I'm so sorry, everyone. As for future plans for D&D, after this is like the last of like the smaller like individual sessions. Obviously, we're gonna have like a little like scene between like Kitaro and Michi at the beginning of next session. But after that, everyone's going to be coming together. I think next time what we're going to be doing is mostly the
cult thing.
The orientation session. I think is basically the lead in for next one. Yes, absolutely. That I do not know exactly when that's going to be, but as soon as I figure that out, I will let you guys know. And then on Friday, if you want to come over to the channel, I'm going to be streaming the Summer Games Fest, just like I streamed the PlayStation event earlier today. That's Jeff Keighley's like little E3 replacement show. It's probably going to be there's definitely going to be some cringe. So at the very least, you'll get that, if not like good game releases, good game.
I was ready to be disappointed about Silk Song.
Yeah, I am. I don't know. I was like
3 more years.
God, I was like really expecting like the PlayStation Showcase earlier today to be like kind of whatever, especially considering like how last second it was. That was like really good. I was really impressed. So hopefully Summer Games Fest is good. Yes.
Is Summer Game Fest No, that was the Game Awards that Harrison Ford showed up to mega drunk.
Oh yeah, no, he was fucking wasted on
He
that.
was blasted.
It was funny.
All right. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead. It looks like our friend Greckley is playing Helldiver, so we're gonna go ahead and raid into her.
She's downloaded more RAM.
Wow, I'm so proud of her. All right. In the meantime, thank you guys very much for showing up. We'll go ahead and see you later whenever we see you. Bye-bye.